Here we go then. FLUXO starting things off on the attack, Secret on the defensive. Labs, it is FLUXO's map pick. And we're confident we can see a fortress here, Tim.
Interestingly, you know, we've got to look at the last time these two teams played on this map. It was just a few days ago. Team Secret came away with the win 7-5. So there's already a little bit of form, a little bit of history here. Again, from a player perspective, is that playing in your mind a little bit? You've lost this map to this team recently.
Honestly, it's a little bit intimidating. But at the end of the day, whenever you have a rematch with an opponent that beats you, the loser is in the advantage. They have the driver's seat because they lost, which means a lesson was learned.
Yep.
Every lesson comes with an L. And so you know what went wrong, what they did right, and how to counter it. And in the event that you run it back, no matter how many days later, if they do the same thing, you're a little bit more prepared. And then it's on top of the winning team to determine, okay, guys, we won. Are we going to just leave it at that? Are we going to go on to the next one? Are we going to think about what we did, how we won, and how to switch it up?
And touch on these operator bans real quick as well. Somewhat similar to what we saw the other day. FLUXO during their game took away Kaid and Bandit to kick things off. Mira was their third ban, that's now here in round one, so you might see the Bandit getting brought out in this first half by Secret. On the other side, the Grim banned away, one of our best and most picked attackers at the tournament. Ying is a new one, only saw it picked up the one time by FLUXO, admittedly, but it was enough for Secret to be scared of it, enough that they've chosen to take it away. So we'll see how those bans have an impact. We are starting things up here on the top floor. Let's see how Secret do in round one.
We've seen a clash brought along there, but again, we've seen a lot of clash use here at the tournament. How much of a frustration is that for the attackers?
Oh, it is a huge, huge frustration because at the end of the day, if you want to go Raptor side, if you want to go anywhere like Aqua, it is just this non-stop force. And a lot of people, the Ying is banned here, so they're thinking that maybe there's going to be a shield, and they're already preemptively taking the clash to prevent an Aqua.
That was thumbs up because you thought you did really good.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'm like, what did I do? Did I mess up?
So you guys won't see me and Tim at the same time went thumbs up like, yeah, that was great, really good. And he was like, what?
Right, I stopped. Thank God, thank goodness I brought my good underwear on, you know, just in case.
Lucky underwear for Valentine's Day and a semi-final. Who can complain about that? Well, to get things off then, we've of course got the beautiful top down here, so we can see everything going on off towards our left-hand side. Tim, we've seen frustrations throughout this event where teams have made things very, very one-dimensional, only taking over IT and looking for catwalk later. At least here, there's a bit of pressure out towards the meeting side. You've, of course, also got the clash currently sniffing around Aqua as well, trying to make sure no one's pushing in on that balcony.
Yeah, we're seeing FLUXO W7M just try to create those multiple pain points, as we call them, as we talk about often. We can see in front of us there, the Maverick just doing a little bit of work on IT wall. Palu is straight out onto that connector wall. So they want him to just let them know that this is not going to be all from one direction. Another big factor in FLUXO W7M's game, of course, has been that clutch ability, Des. You know, we look at Team Secret, they've been super organised, they're the top on KD, entry kills, whereas FLUXO W7M, they're right up there with the multi-kills, with the clutches. Big start from Savage, though. Talking about those entries, manages to hit dots. It's an oldie but a goodie that Nitro finds him.
I thought he'd get two then, Tim. I saw the rappel come down. I thought, oh no, surely not. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, Dots is going to be eating himself up because that wall is still banded. That Nitro, if it touches, it's gone. Dots made the hole that ended up in his demise.
Wonderful stuff and a great start to it. Indeed, they can still get the wall open up. They just take a little bit more time. Secret here, really trying to run that clock down and just see FLUXO struggle in the dying seconds.
You've got Lorbin now starting to pressure on Catwalk. This is going to be good for W7M because it's going to take a little bit of that pressure because Secret have to start fronting this up. And there you go, it opens up a little bit of space. Volks manages to pick up Adrian. That's the clash gone as well. That's a real big pickup for FLUXO W7M. Volks manages to take a quick peek and get another. Can he find a third? No, he can't. Savage steps out with the shotty.
Even with the flash coming on through, he finds his man, and that takes away a lot of that IT pressure. They've now regained that ground, and 2 kills come out for Dodeds. Paolo in for the last round 1 to FLUXO.
Absolutely huge round out of Wolves right there. Honestly, I was scared with this clash because it seemed like everything was kind of falling apart. Dots, opening kill on that breach, losing the map. They had to re-evaluate what they wanted to do. Nade the bandit, ace the wall. But if they wanted to go conside, which it seemed like they were setting up to do, that clash would have been a huge wrench in their plan. And Volps just said, you know what? I'm Volps. I'm going to just walk at these guys. I kill the clash. I get a great shot on a zombie, opening up more pressure into the pillar. Huge round out of him.
I think FLUXO W7M, again, showing us that it's that ability, like I said at the beginning of the round, They are, when you look at the numbers to this tournament, FLUXO W7M are biggest when we're looking at multi-kills and clutches. It doesn't matter that they've lost that entry kill. It doesn't matter that they're on the back foot. This Brazilian side have shown such an ability through this tournament to turn those rounds upside down, particularly Palu. I know it was Volps in this case, but Palu's numbers for those clutches are top of the table. They're off the charts, and it's just, it must be difficult to play against a team like that, because surely you sat there thinking, right, yeah, we're 5v4, with, you know, maybe even 5v3, but in the back of your mind you're thinking, these guys keep winning these.
Yes, yes, for sure. I mean, that's one of the, to kind of tap into the Brazilian mindset. It's like everybody's a gunner. Everybody can clutch. And of course, you have, I mean, I'm gonna play on the Volps harp again here right now. He is such a smart player, but he will still make those plays. He will still play those wild card entries and just open up the round completely. And it's amazing to see.
We'll see how this round plays out then. Looks off to a flying start. Secret admittedly yesterday, Tim, they clutched out a lot of man disadvantage rounds that came out pretty big. They've just been shown in round one that other teams can do exactly the same to them. So there's going to be a bit of composure required. Dots across onto the blitz in this round. Tim, when we've seen a lot of blitz throughout this tournament, it's because a team wants to go pretty fast. They don't want to slow it down. They want to be aggressive at some stage. It doesn't mean straight away. They can start slow and go fast later, or it can be an outright rush.
That's it. It's not always, you know, necessarily aimed at sight. It can be aimed at an aggressive roam clearance. It can be, you know, aimed at, especially on a site like this, you're going to have those players up on top floor. Get in there and bully them away. Create that space.
Straight in as well, Dots down pretty low as he takes frame with a nasty shot towards Doned. Comes across for the second, almost finds the third, but Palu gets him first. Down to a 3v3. Initial chaos started to settle here, and it's Secret coming out on top. The C4 meaning he doesn't find Loben as he retreats back or backward, but both Volps and Loben are low. This is looking bad, Tim.
Yeah, it's not ideal for FLUXO W7M at the minute. They've got Volps just kind of wandering around site at the minute. He's just having a little look underneath, see if he can find anything, get anything going. He does manage to down Noah. That brings us back to a 2v2.
Not looking too bad. Diffuser still to be recovered up on Cargos, we've just seen. Noah will get finished off here. Dancing around the pillar is very, very best. As we come towards that latter half of the round, it's easy to forget. There's still 75 seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared for Volps here. He is in a 1v2 inside. I think Loben is just kind of waiting for anything to happen here.
It's really on Volts to make it happen here. Flash comes forward to at least try and push the man away and does so successfully. They know that diffuser's up in cargo. They know they've got to fight for it. And really, maybe it's on Loben here. He's still working his way up, as you say, on that first floor. He's not going to be able to assist his teammate here, trying to get a bit too much done. Does get the diffuser and has a minute to clutch, Tim.
Yeah, I think the loss of that diffuser in no man's land there at the top of cargo has really cost FLUXO W7M here, because like you said, but Volps was in sight for so long on his own in that 1v2, and as soon as Secret recognised that, they just doubled up on him and got the kill. So now they're in a position that they can just hold their angles there.
So smart as well from Doom and Savage, that they realise as that frag comes through, they won't have the 2v1, back straight in towards Sank. Doesn't want to stay there for that engagement where the swing comes in from Loben and leaves his teammate in a 1v1. Very smart close.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what Ace was saying in the prep right there. When they have the blitz, they want to go fast. And on that lineup, you might have noticed no vert. So their intention that whole entire round was swarm the first floor, isolate the first floor, third floor doesn't matter, and just get kills. No matter what, get kills. We don't care about utility, clear the map, fight the bodies. But the thing that sucks is that Volps continued that plan. He kept going through, hit the site, but he doesn't have case.
He's like, where are you guys?
Yeah, it's like,
where is everybody?
Loben, I need help. There's two guys on me. What are you doing, man?
Someone wrote that down wrong on the strat sheet. It was meant to be get kills, like you say, but instead it was get kill. Both players falling down so early as well. It's a shame because you could see again the brilliance of the plan coming together with the line, the blitz, but it did collapse in front of their very eyes. But Tim, my favorite thing about it, both teams have got a round on the board. Nice warm start for both.
Yeah, we know that this is going to be a close matchup. I personally am very much looking forward to Fortress if we get there. And one start at least starts lining us up like that.
What does the script say?
What does it? I mean, I'll just
say
check,
Fortress?
but I can't reveal that, Des. I can't reveal that.
I actually see it right there, and I mean,
this is it. You know, we're on about to keep it under wraps.
We're contractual, we can't talk about it. You can leak, it's totally fine.
Yeah, maybe we need the drone operator over here to do a flyby.
Right, that's how things were back in round one with Adrian across on towards that clash. Slow start for him, had a brilliant series yesterday. Top rated for his team overall. Him and Mowgli, absolutely lights out. And admittedly playing on a clash, you're not expected to walk away with tons of kills, Tim. But of course, we don't want to see him going down in the entry in this round as he was previously.
No, absolutely not. It's something that Secret just need to continue, essentially. You know, keeping on top of FLUXO W7M in the beginnings of those rounds, getting the entries. They've got both of them so far. They're going to be looking for a third here. The question is, how do FLUXO W7M shake that up here? Is it, do you think, Bo, going into the roamers, given that it's that mid-floor side?
It's really hard to say. I think they're going to try to isolate something up top here because the positions are all mainly top floor here, but I am scared about this clash because very similar to the CC setup we saw, but it's a storage. It's a bit more layered. They can fight the top if they see the attackers giving them a little bit of space, giving them an opportunity to get some picks back. They can just fight and scramble on the top or peel it back and just play it layer by layer by layer.
Oh, the timing on the C4, it could have been beautiful, but doesn't quite find his man. Not like we saw back in round one, Bo.
Just going to be continuing to try and hold on to this top floor secret, giving up absolutely no ground at the minute. It's impressive from them. It's organised. It is, you know, really great teamwork to be covering each other's positions. They're creating a lot of difficulty for FLUXO W7M to actually move in and get any real progress or ground here on this top floor clearance.
I will say this is very much like a kind of like a wave attack where all of FLUXO is all on one side. There's no real external pressure. There's nothing else. They're all just fighting bodies with bodies, and hopefully the trades work out in their favor. But as you can see from Secret, they're standing their ground. They are fighting. The clash is here. They're comfortable with the Aqua hit, but now they're peeling. Now they're peeling. They realize, guys, minute left, 5v5. They're not doing anything. We can give them space. Maybe they don't have vert. We can peel back and play the time, play the utility, and work the execute.
I love how they use Adrian as well. Just sat at the top of Aqua, just feeding information the whole time. So we see no one's coming from below. We've got no one pushing in towards Aqua itself. There's very little they can do, and admittedly, he's danced around grenades, and as you're seeing here, flashes all sorts. He's played it brilliantly so far. Might not have got a kill, but it's the time that is being wasted. Air jab comes on through, and it's the cast the curse there, Tim. I'll set him up to fall.
It is, Des, but we're 2.5 minutes into the round that's been burnt there with FLUXO W7M trying to solve this problem. They've now got a lot of work to do. Just like Bo said, they've peeled back that defense now to the core, now back to side. It's 3 versus 4, but there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. And Secret, they can just keep doing this. They can play this game of attrition now. Kill for kill for kill, keeping the trades. The teamwork is there. Volps, he's so low health. One bullet does this. He knows Noah's position, but Noah knows his and finds his man. 2v1. The time is down. There's no way Dots gets away with it, and Secret lock it out.
Well, I mean, honestly, attrition is the name of the game. Like you just said, layer by layer, utility by utility, walls open, burn some nomads, burn some flashes, they peel back, and then at the very end, minute left, they're like, okay guys, we've won the roam, we've won the first half of this round, okay? Let's leave Adrian, which I do think it's a good idea. It sucks that it didn't work out in his favor, but burn a little bit more of that time, because what's scary than hearing your teammates say, all right guys, they're giving up top, and then it's like, oh, there's a clash. What am I gonna do? Granted, Nomad was the perfect operator to be in that position to completely counter him out, and then it was just a bottleneck because they kept going and going and going. They didn't say, okay guys, we have top floor, let's reevaluate. Maybe let's go storage, maybe let's work workshop. They just kept going and going. It's like shark in bloody water.
Very masterful. And wonderful from Savage there as well. Just the C4 came out of his hand, still to find his man. And there's that C4 that you saw place a second ago. Huge from him, and Noah also retaking Aqua. After they lost the clash, for him to get back in that spot and make it a thorn in the side of FLUXO was absolutely wonderful. 2-1 to Secret then. I think we'll have a quick rehost coming on through. We have had a chance, of course, to see our operator bands coming out. Bandit going to be the band that I said we might see coming out here. It's a small swap around of the Mirror and the Bandit. And on the other side, the Ace, which was also banned away in this exact situation the other day.
Do you think that Bandit ban, boy, is like a direct response to that first round struggle that they had with the IT wall? They lost the player on the Nitro. They didn't clear the batteries.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very traditional kind of lineup on bans. It's like you usually get the Cade, the Mirror, the Bandit. And now the question is in which order, because there's a lot of talk about the Mirror and the long-range breachers. And if you have the Mirror up and you don't have the long-range breachers, nightmare for attackers. And for every Labs attacking team, it's wall denial. That is the main thing. You have to open up so many walls. You have to open up IT, you have to open up connector, and then depending, rafters or the connector wall into pillars. And it just makes the job easier. And as we saw that very first round, it was a long, long time before anything even happened on that IT wall. And then we lose the map. And then you have to bring nades and then your ace. So it's like, it takes a 2-man job to a 4-man job, and now it just expedites everything else. And I think it's perfect ban for FLUXO here.
Back into things in just a second. Do you want to kind of touch on how this has started, by the way? Savage 7-1 after just 3 rounds. Normally, you know, we see these as one of the best attacking teams in the world. We said coming into the tournament, Team Secret, best attacking team in the world, bar none. They were unbelievable. And Savage we always think of as a shield player, but here he's showing his defensive chops as well.
Well, it's actually flipped. If you look at the numbers here at Six Invitational, you're absolutely right. On the way in, Team Secret, #1 attacking team. We even saw them strong on the attack at the beginning of the tournament. That's dropped down a little bit to in the 50% now, but their defensive win rate has actually jumped up to about 65%. So if anything, they are stronger on this side of the game at the minute at Six Invitational. And the other strength that I want to pick up on for Team Secret, because by the numbers, let me tell you, they are one of the top teams that we've got left at the tournament at the moment. I'd put them up there top 2 in terms of stats and numbers. Absolutely brilliant from them. But I'm looking at the flexibility in the team. Mowgli goes big. Noah goes big. Savage is going big. Adrian has these moments. You know, everybody, Doom doesn't even need mentioning. You know, it's not like they've got a front line of 3. You know, they've just got 5 that are delivering.
5 capable killers on a roster. And I think a lot of people would kind of compare like Brazil and EU. Brazil is very much heavy gunfight, heavy chemistry plays. But I think Secret, these players are all so capable at doing absolutely anything in a round to make a hero play happen. But you're a European team. You've got a little bit of that pizzazz on like the strategy. You got a little bit more like layers to your attacks and your defense, more cheese, which I think is what I was going to say, is that I think FLUXO needs to have something else kind of happen with their attacks. It's very defaulty to me right now. They open, they see what they can work. It's a wave attack, all 5 people at once, which granted works against some teams, but I think they need a little bit extra here for Secret.
And I think that leans into what we've been seeing in the stats when I talk about, you know, FLUXO are topping clutches, multi-kills, because they're finding themselves in those situations where an organized team like Secret, it's going to be more difficult to get away with that.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, back underway. Let's see how things continue from here. Fair to say, Secret have shown a very impressive defense. We've seen some good ideas coming out from FLUXO, including that good start in round 1, but we've got to build on more and more off the back of that. It is their map pick. You do expect them to see struggling a little bit more on the attacking side rather than on the defense, Tim. As I always say, there are 2 halves to a game of Siege. It could be very different once we get to that round 7.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can see there's a bit of a switch up in the attacking lineup here. You know, rather than the Mav, the Ace has been taken away. They've said, you know what, we don't want to deal with those struggles again. This time, it's going to be the Thermite, 3 exothermics now, of course, and also Palu reverts from the Ace back onto the Hibana. We've seen Palu play 1,000,000 hours of Hibana. He's great on this operator. So, yeah, FLUXO definitely going for a different approach this time.
Yeah, I think a lot more emphasis on utility.
Cheeky.
That is.
This is so good because the IT wall right now is jammed. They couldn't get it open. They wanted to make use of the Deimos to get underneath and shoot it away. They've now dealt with it with the micro EMPs, but I think realized there, the power play coming out from Secret to get rid of that Deimos, wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's a huge pick, because with this lineup, they can kind of go anywhere with this. But I think they're going to go pillar side with the Deimos to track below for that close generator position and the cap to force out any other spots. And now that variable is gone. They have nothing for under.
The one big question mark I've got for FLUXO W7M at the minute is Lobin. He's just been lurking out by the top of Aqua, and he's just stepped in and got himself a kill. He's on the Nomad, so he's pretty self-sufficient. He can cover his own flanks, and he can just push in and just be a thorn in the side from that opposite side of sight.
It's now that phantom pressure that he provides, right? They've lost their main cover, and you're just in the air jab off as well. They've got to be careful of him. Palu stepping his way forward. Oh! Mowgli the snake on his belly finds one more.
So Lobin has relocated now to Catwalk, but it's still taking 2 Secret players over towards Aqua. But I tell you what, it's not mattering to Secret because they're putting that utility to outstanding use. Mowgli, Savage, and Nitro kill a piece. Dots manages to pick up a late trade, but the damage is done. And surely it's a matter of time now for Secret to see themselves at a 3-1 advantage.
Here he goes, pushing on through with the bulletproof cam, of course, giving him away. You've got to deal with the utility coming out from everybody else.
What can you do?
Wonderful round.
Horrible you do. Oh my goodness. You don't have a bailiff there, buddy.
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think out of that round, FLUXO had a little bit more kind of uniqueness to that attack. They had the Deimos, they had the cap, a little.
gatilho, tá? Arsenal, a gente vai fazer semi garagem, só que precisa prestar atenção no bagulho. Eu quero abrir a garagem embaixo, eu quero literalmente tirar toda essa pressão aqui e eu quero ter gente na entrada da pilha, eu quero ter gente na entrada da garagem, gente no TI, gente no azul e um lurker vindo pelo Matoe. Algum vai ter espaço pra jogar, tá? E aí a gente vai ganhando...
O Matoe joga L depois?
Hã?
O Matoe joga L depois?
Isso,
o cara aqui rápido.
isso, exato, aí depois pode descer, tá? E no barril, eu quero fazer o ataque do barril, lembra do punch rápido? Esse aqui. Só que eu não quero fazer rápido, eu quero trocar também essa Ing por Termite, que é mais da garagem, e eu quero trocar esse cara por Nomad, o Volpão vai estar lá embaixo, dominar marrom, com vocês aqui, a gente vai ficar fakeando plant e fazendo eles bater, entendeu?
Tá. Bora caralho, vou trazer porra.
I truly wonder what he said in that timeout, because what I was saying is that I actually liked that attack a little bit more. You saw them trying to do a fast play with that thermite on the IT wall, fast rafter door. In the end, it didn't work out because, of course, there was a jammer. The timing wasn't there. And they had the demos for lower, but such a huge pick to die so early. So it was a much more like efficient attack with utility encounters and everything else.
I can't claim to speak Portuguese. That has not changed between our last broadcast and now, I'm afraid, Tim. But to me, it looked very prescriptive. Deliberately do this, pointing at a layout on a map for them as well, and knowing how they need to approach things. I imagine Norris has seen that Secret are doing things they didn't expect here, and therefore the plan has to evolve.
It wasn't a vibe timeout, as we call them. You know, it wasn't coming in and saying, come on, guys, you can do this. Let's be, you know, that was a very specific.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen these opportunities. This is what we need to work on. Interesting stat for FLUXO W7M. 69% win rate the round after timeouts. So we're expecting a big impact coming in here. On the flip side of that, if Secret can respond to that and win this round, that's got to be a hammer blow to W7M.
For sure.
We'll see if they can evolve. This time around, we have got that vert on side, looking in towards the ram of Dodez, and no shields come charging on through and barrel across that first floor like we saw last time around, so there is a change in the game plan here, Bo.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, honestly, again, it's like, okay, so we got a little bit more vert, we have the demo, so we got perfect pick. Now they're aware of a Kapkan. Honestly, it's so hard to get prep drones on Lab sometimes, so maybe that death saves his teammate, even though they get the opening pick. That Kapkan's presence is now aware to the attackers. Now they see the Legion, they're like, okay guys, these guys are running heavy traps. Be careful, let's clear the map. We have the Doke, we have the Damos. Any stragglers left alive up top, we will find them. Once we find them, we have the Ram, and now they can end either side. They can go Animus box side, Pillar. They can go Assembly Exo. Really, this round is FLUXO's to determine right now.
Especially with the amount of advantages that they've found so far, absolutely. Yeah, you are right as well. It's again Secret leaning into towards slowing things down with the 4 trap operators they've got on side. Doda's getting rid of Mobley. This is the problem, I think, here, getting maybe a little bit too aggy here. Secret, it's worked well for them so far, but FLUXO found the answer.
Yeah, they're starting to largely be forced back as well now, Secret. That top floor presence is gone. If we look across, everybody is now back towards that mid floor, and they're going to try to hold on from there. But FLUXO W7M can now, as you said, both start to dictate the pace a little bit. They've got the top floor, they've got the Deimos tracks coming out. This is going to get real problematic for Secret real quick.
Super low, but look at this. It is just suffocating FLUXO, finding anyone that is not in the bowels of this site and tearing them apart. The 9-1 Savage, all that stands between those 5 players. And Tim, you spoke about that 69% stat. I think it's just about to get a lot better.
I think it's definitely about to go up right now. Savage fighting back. He's had a big game so far, 9-1, but can do nothing about that. We said 69% win rate after a timeout. I wonder what the percentage is for flawless rounds after a timeout.
Wow. Yeah.
Don't get Sabrina too cooked. He'll keep on going for days to find those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks. It sucks for Secret on that, because when you lose the first pick on a defensive roam and they are clearing you, it's the first domino to fall. Labs, it's a layered roam. You have your basement boys, you have your first floor, you have your second floor, and it's all just like peel and take. And when you lose that first one, then he gets all uncontested vert, and it just starts falling because you would need to play that power position. You want to play storage. If you're playing a roam, there's a storage player, and he wants to play there to die. He wants to kind of see what he can get and see what he can disrupt for the attackers, just to make it a little bit slower. But when you have the Doke, when you have the Deimos, you have uncontested verse over storage, there's nothing you can do as a defender.
What I love as well about that round was that we had Secret playing the trap comp, as we said. They were trying to spring trap, surprise the other side. it feels like the first 3 kills that came through in that round from FLUXO were all them springing their own traps, right? Look at, for example, the round breaking open IT and getting the freebie on there that they didn't expect.
Beautiful kill.
And then look at the Deimos from above, just like bam, 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 bam. They just were kind of being caught off guard throughout. So it's very much a spin of the narrative for the round, which is wondered from FLUXO. And I think you saw that come out of Norris as well. His reaction to me was, we fixed the problem here. We've got that one right. And they could still be on for a 3-3 half.
Yeah, Secret could be in a little bit of trouble here. And in all honesty, it's one of those rounds that I talk about where if FLUXO W7M come away with the 3-3 half, you can feel like it's a robbery. You know, they've really stolen it away from Secret because they have been in the driving seat for so much of this game, and then just one great timeout can really turn the tides in terms of that. And right now, we're going to be attacking onto that third choice site. It's going to be storage again, and FLUXO W7M, it's more of what we saw in the last round.
Yeah, I think kind of what you were saying is just the importance of a coach is just like it can really turn the tide of a game, because at the end of the day, one round can win you championships, and it's amazing to see that we have so many amazing coaches that have the stats to back up their performance.
Well, last time around it was a big 3K from Savage on this side to keep them going, but I'd say it's pretty comfortable overall in terms of a round. So if you look at history, you probably say Secret quite looking likely for a 4-2 here. But as we've seen after that TAC timeout, FLUXO can change things up. That 3-3 could still be on the way. We've got Dots going across on towards the shield. We spoke about the threat of the clash in previous rounds, Tim, but here the shield is on the other side.
It's a really nice team performance from W7M at the minute as well. If you look across, there's Dordes on 6, everybody else has 3 kills, everybody's chipping in, whereas Secret have got a couple that are just a little bit quiet coming into this one so far, and if they can get that extra little bit of juice squeezed out of them, then it again is going to catapult them into a couple of rounds, might get them that advantage, that breathing space that they had back.
Things can change dramatically once you go into the next half. We'll see what happens when we get there. Question for you, Bo, because I do this to everyone at least once on a broadcast. You want to do a bit of play-by-play?
A little play-by-play.
You want to do that?
Honestly,
you can take the round-ending moment.
It's about to be a fast one, so you better get ready because we are stacked up on forklift window. They looked at top and they said, we're not doing this, guys. We looked at Raptors, not doing this. So I think their best avenue approach is Volps in from the basement, coming up barrels, huge power position. Control has no idea he's even there. June taking the shots from the back. Mowgli trying to assist, but both the damage game is being won, but it's traded out immediately by a beautiful Nitro, but there's so much control. Dots has this guy cornered. Monty ADS, a little scary, but Mowgli in a corner. The Frenchman backed up. What will he do? He's getting tracked. He still barrels, though. This is still such a dicey play for the attackers because there's still back pressure from Aqua. Monty's pressuring.
That was good. That was very good.
Like that?
And it's still the pressure. Oh, I love it, man. I was going to fall asleep to that. That was incredible. But here we go. 2 kills out. Mowgli getting rid of Dots. That was the pressure building up. The shield was the big one for them. Lobin in on the backside. Gets rid of Adrian. Converts onto a second onto the Frenchman. We're into a 2v2.
Yeah, this crowd here in Paris needs absolutely no invitation to cheer every single Secret kill and every single one that Mowgli finds as well. That's going to give them something else to shout about. Savage continues his great game. Takes down Parlu. 2 versus 1 now. Secret, 15 seconds left to go. They can use that third man, the clock. Wow. They can just let it tick down. They know that the push has to come, and Savage is going to pick up that final kill. Beautiful stuff from Secret.
Yeah, as I was mentioning, like, they opened up IT. They were droning out Rafters. They have the Deimos, which is a perfect Rafter counter because Azami, the easiest operator to ping on that. Deimos, he loves that. Monty, he's looking around. He started to op IT, then he went mud. They're like, okay, guys, this is a little bit too sketchy. Let's rotate this around, which I think is a good play, but at the end of the day, they had no map control. They wasted probably, what, a minute just working and seeing what they could work, and then Volps working basement, up barrels, which is a great pinch. Forklift jump, up barrels, outer pressure 90 side, or maybe even a lobby walk. I'm unsure exactly where the positions were. But at the end of the day, the trades looked like it was going in FLUXO's favor. That damage out of Volps, absolutely huge. But one Nitro, Mowgli, a huge throw to help his boy Joom secure their first floor. Gigantic, and the trades just worked out in Secret's favor.
What I love is it was a repeat. We were speaking about it at the start of that round. Oh, last time we were here, Savage got a 3K. He's coming in round 6 and done exactly the same thing against him. He's got 12 kills to himself now, more than the rest of his entire team combined. We speak about IGLs around the world. You know, Spiker, me and you love watching him at the minute. Yeah. You said you wanted a Spiker jersey. Did you get one?
I've not got one. I don't know if the message has got back to Spiker.
Sort you out.
This guy's fake. This guy's fake.
I've been loving watching Spiker this tournament.
But to come back to it, Savage, he's only 22. An IGL of a team that's won an event already throughout this year as well. Just say unk. You're aware who you stood next to, right? But no, for someone so young to be eye-gelling a team and playing the way that he has done so many times over, it's wonderful to see him also really thriving at this level.
Mowgli just hitting that nitro, I think inadvertently, but it might have just saved his life.
He did,
because otherwise he was definitely getting taken out by that.
Yeah, I think that was Savage. Savage was like, you've done your job, Mowgli. Godspeed. But Mowgli's like, nah, fam, I got this, bro.
Well, now we get to see how, and he's coming into the tournament, the best attacking team in the world approaches Labs. Now, we did see, of course, this exact matchup the other day. On this map, it was the third and the decider. There will be a lot of changes, I imagine, for both sides. We saw Norris and his words of the team to get them that extra round on the board in that first half, but Tim is still an uphill struggle.
Yeah, now we're seeing Secret going for the Cade, Bandit, both wall denials. But as I was mentioning earlier, now we have the Mira. But Adrian on the Habana is going to be the best absolute option for this wall because IT, huge wall you need. Anything to happen without cheese needs this wall. And of course, we've seen many Habanas. You would think they're pros, but they will mess up on this wall if they do not play it properly. You guys don't know how hard it is. It's pretty hard.
We've seen some messy ones.
Yes.
This is one.
Hey, it gets the job done. If it gets open, it gets the job done.
I will give, there's always that tiny little bit of, I mean, fair enough. They got the job done. They got to kill them, then get inside. That's all you're really looking for. Though it does look like a very, very interesting piece out of the Louvre, Tim.
Yeah, Dordes is going to manage to find one, but Noah is there with a response elsewhere. We've just got Savage kind of floating around on that Monty. He's a little bit undecided as to where this push is going to come. Looks like he's going to use that shield to try and take the ground on Catwalk, which is going to affect Palu in this position. He can't continue playing. IT door if that Catwalk is taken. So right now, this attack is kind of waiting for Savage.
Yep, and I think honestly, Savage is going to play the Monty a bit more efficient, a bit more by the books rather than Fluxo. They're going to take it a little bit slower. They're going to get that Raptor control. They're going to open up. You probably use the last two Habanas on one of these walls for Raptors and then just pinch out CC. But of course, the picks are just not working in their favor. No death falls to the IT wall. It's a 1v4. You just have to see what you can get. Peek and peek and peek and peek. Smoke is the best operator for this. But you have such long angles. The attackers know the aggression is happening. They
keep
know
on trying, man.
This is the only opportunity for Volps to win, but he falls.
Secret just so good at not giving up those clutch situations. We saw this yesterday. And where it made me a little bit worried for the series coming into him is Fluxo. They're a massively clutch team.
They've been so reliant on it. You know, like I said, coming in at the beginning, I repeated it throughout. That is their biggest start. That is their biggest success at the Invitational. And as much as it's impressive. You get the clips, you get the plays. Yep. But it's not something you can keep relying on to win a championship.
Will it win a championship? Yeah. A great team wins championships. Great players. They don't, not so much. You might get the Twitter followers. You might get the cool clips. You might have Ace and Dez scream your name at the top of their lungs. But at the end of the day, if you don't do it as a team, cohesively, you will go home. And this is a testament. This is a testament for Fluxo.
Have you got that as your wake-up alarm each morning? Me and Tim just going, Bolo!
Yes, of course. I mean, who would not love that? Imagine everybody at home. Imagine if these beautiful, wonderful casters that have blessed their voice with so many Siege games, the absolute Siege greats, screaming your name. Wait a second, you guys might need to do like a little cameo or something, you know?
When I'm retired, that's how I'm making money.
There you go.
You know what? I always thought, would that ever happen in a game? And it did happen once, but the funny thing that happened was I got into a game, someone was like, is that Desi the caster? I was like, yeah. He's like, can you say bottle of water for me? And I was like, bottle of water, and he was like, yes!
Wow.
Oh, the things that you see and come across, eh? The things that you see. Well, right now we're seeing Secret up 5-2, looking very commanding. However, that first half did start out with a Fluxo round win. So maybe we see a little bit of fight back, Tim, but it's definitely feeling a little bit nerve-wracking seeing your opponent 3 rounds ahead and 2 away from taking away.
Yeah, Secret with a little bit more, kind of very similar to Fluxo, where they have the lineup to basically do absolutely anything. They're going to open the walls, they're going to see what they can get top, they're going to count the numbers, because Siege is a number game. Labs, a huge map. 2 people over here, that means there's 2 people not here. Play the numbers, take the control that you can see that is free. And now they're just droning out the side. They see the Echo, a huge pick. Kind of counters out the Dokkaebi here with the roam clear, because they're going to be clearing the roam, but they're going to have the Yokais on the top floor to help and assist, make it a little bit easier.
You've got Lobin up on top floor. He's going to come under some pressure at some point. He's at the top of Akko's stairs at the minute, and Secret are very much looking like they are intent in taking that. We've got Savage just holding the angle there. They know it, that there's a little bit of presence. It's going to be Dotso that manages to punish Noah. A great Nitro to pick up the opening kill, and look who he's got. He's taken the Dokkaebi offline. You've just lost that roam clearing ability with those calls.
Yep, you still do have the demo, so not all is lost. But in the event that Secret get down to the execute, and if Palu is still alive with the Echo, if he has a good Echo for a plant, which I will say is hard on last, but in the event, that Dokkaebi is absolutely huge. I know he's licking his lips when he hears that Doke call is dead.
Not really much more they can do except try and recover at this point. Mowgli's certainly helping out with Dodez being taken down. Still going to worry about a little bit of upvotes in. They're starting to look towards site, and Palu is still going pretty big here. They've got the right idea, but Palu's just too good. A 2K in the round, assist with the Echo as well. He's
doing it all. He's doing it absolutely all. And now, why not?
Well, that's a Palu round.
You're going to do it all, you might as well do it all.
He started the round with the pick, he ended the round with it, he was droning, he was shooting. I mean, that's Palu, right? He's been in the game for so long, and he's about to be a dad.
I'm about to say, dad to be buff.
Yeah.
Did you get better or worse?
Well, I mean, I hung it up. I hung it up, right?
Before you can find out.
I mean,
nobody can ever prove that you didn't get better.
You're right. I mean, my rank stats are looking pretty good, right? So I think there's that.
There's got to be something in that.
I got to have something here, guys. I got to have something.
There's such good use of it. I've always loved seeing Echoes being used aggressively.
Yes.
I think we first saw it pioneered a few years ago by Defect, if you remember.
Defect was a big sort of proponent of that, yeah.
He was massively aggressive, out drone holes outside the building and using it for all kinds of purposes. And we've seen more and more teams really build into making use of it, playing a lot of robot wars around the map with enemy drones, but as we saw, it was all they needed to get themselves around on the board. Big round now, Tim. We always talk about the importance of round 9. Yep. Why is it important?
Well, we've got a 5-3 scoreline, and the difference, and I'm sure you'll be able to attest to this, Bo, as well, the difference in a 6-3 scoreline and a 5-4 line is just, it's gigantic. It can't be overstated. Either you've got FLUXO W7M right back in the game, 1 round in it, or they're facing 3 map points.
Yeah, and even though it's a number with such significance, it's also such a psychological thing for the players, because just seeing that match point, whenever the round finishes, you see match point pop up and it's like, oh my gosh, we're either gonna win. Yeah. And then the nerves kind of hit in. It's like, are you counting your your eggs before they hatch? Or is it gonna intimidate you? Are you gonna play a little bit less? Are you gonna play to not win? To not lose, I should say.
We hear this a lot where teams always say, well, like, coaches say it during that time. It's just 1 round at a time, guys. Like, forget about the score, it's 1 round at a time, but you can't really ignore it.
Yeah, it is there.
You have a coach saying it for 45 seconds, and then round starts, match point. Match point.
Straight back into hell. And all the flames that come with it as flames burn out next to Dodez there. One of his fire cannons being removed. We've got the Capital on the other side of Savage. So keep an eye on where those firebolts and of course the smokes go. That's a hell of a lot of utility in back pocket. IT now being opened up too. They're getting a lot of pressure starting to build up, Tim, around IT and Catwalk.
Yeah, it was a really confident round for Secret. Last time we saw them attack onto this top floor, they dismantled FLUXO W7's defense 1 piece at a time. It was organized. It was a great team round from them, and they're going to be looking to do more of the same. They're getting the Roteros in, they're doing the work, they're softening up the site, they're taking away that utility, but they're doing it in a number of areas. They're giving themselves options, they're giving themselves avenues to attack.
Yeah, and does with this lineup and with these positions, I do want to say maybe they're trying to go for a Raptor hit here, because all the Habanas are usually used up on the IT wall, but typically when a Raptor hit, you want to open up the CC wall, so they can't play the mirrors, they can't play the deep, but they have the Ying waiting and waiting for that Aqua hit. They have the backstab of Jen, and I think it's actually going to be more of an Anaconda, I would say, where they all just surround and just squeeze the defenders until some control happens. And of course, Wolps wins his winning fight with Mowgli, and I think that was Jen's side. Mowgli loves that position, but it doesn't work out, because what happens when you have a pump? You get pumped.
Trying the best to step in here is June, but no, Dodez a little bit sharper in the moment, unfortunately. Does lose his HP. I've looked used to the laser gates, by the way, to protect the mirror windows throughout the round, Tim.
Yeah, it's just been about gunfights as this round versus the last time FLUXO tried to defend here, and FLUXO have come out on top. Adrian, he's out on that connector side on his own, low health, trying to get something going, but there's little hope because 1 bullet will see him done. Savage, again, working from IT. Secret are so separated at the minute. They don't have an opportunity. There'll be no trade comes in here because there's no opportunity from Secret to be in touch with each other, to be in a position to contribute when your teammate is dying. Again, there will be no trade there.
They certainly tried. But FLUXO looking a bit different gravy in that round.
And I will say that's one of the downsides of the anaconda, right? Like, I mean, maybe that's not a common term. Maybe I made that up right here, right now, right?
I've never heard it in my life.
Well,
we're keeping it. We're
yeah,
keeping
there we
it.
go.
Mate,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
make
use that
sure,
for the next
write that
year.
down, write that down. But anywho, that's the downside because you have one all over the map. And as you saw, Mowgli was the first to fall. And usually Mowgli is the one to kind of open up that space. He's the one to kind of chisel away the defense and say, guys, I have an opening here. This guy died. This means space. This means overreaction. But he lost. And then the other guys on Aqua side lost their fight. Pillar lost. And let's listen to the timeout.
They just started the mode extra swing, and that's the only way that they saw that they can win, so they will be trying to extra that one. You guys are okay with just holding the angles and try to play to punish them, or you guys just give away your lives over there, like not holding that much aggressive, and just wait for the execution? Because both of these could work, you know. The round wouldn't go to the execution if they are extra swinging, or the round can go to the execution after if we allow to, but then we cannot be trying to get the kills. You know, you guys decide which one you guys want to play, and we play out together for that one thing. Okay.
Respect them with the resources here and take a big DMR and just destroy them.
Use the time, guys. The time of the round is ours anyways, because they're playing that aggro. So let's use it, okay?
Yeah, just don't make mistakes here, guys.
We also good breaches, guys. It's good.
Which what I hit there is to swing or not to swing. That is the big question. You're
Yeah.
saying just do it as a team.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is like, you know, if you're going to play stupid, play together. If you're going to play smart, make sure there's no stupid players, right?
Ape strong together.
Yes, ape strong together. You can do whatever you want. Make that decision in the round. The coach is giving the players the freedom because he's not in the lobby. He doesn't know exactly the emotions and what is being faced with the players because we see all. We have the all-viewing eye right now. But the players, you don't know what's happening. You don't know how many you're being faced with. And if you just do it together, no matter what you do, your success will be higher.
It's a nice attempt on the 2 versus 1, but I think it would have all been futile there towards the back end of the round. FLUXO starting to cook across these last 2. Gee, I wonder which side the crowd are on, Tim.
There is absolutely no question of it in the Adidas Arena. Let me tell you, it only gets louder when Falcons play.
Do you say Adidas Arena?
Yeah.
I swear we say Adidas in the UK.
I know.
I got told... You're not one of us.
I keep
You
hearing
say Adidas?
I say Adidas.
See,
We're in the Adidas
we were having
Arena.
this conversation the
Adidas.
other day. Is it Adidas? What did Parker say? Parker said they said it in a really weird way, like Adidas or something. And I was like, no one else in the world says it that way. You're a special breed if you say Adidas, because no one else does that. Parker, I'm really sorry for cooking you here without you being able to defend yourself. I can't remember this.
kilometer?
What's a kilometer?
What is a kilometer? Adidas. Adidas.
All right, let's get back into it then. We had that big round 9. FLUXO are back within touching distance. They are 1 round behind. It isn't so far-fetched to imagine that a secret win this round, FLUXO can win the next 2 and take us to OT.
Yeah, they've moved on to storage now. It's the first time that we've seen them play this site because they kind of muddled up their rotation a bit by going top, bottom, and then back up to top. They obviously thought that they had the answer to that top floor, which they did. So let's see how they do on the mid floor. A lot of the time, the defense here is all going to come down to the top floor hold. We've got Lobin, Harlu, Dordes all up there. There's 3 of them to support each other. They need to make sure they're covering each other's angles. Don't let Secret pick them apart. And by contrast, Secret need to go in and disrupt this top floor defense.
100%. I mean, again, you see all these traps, and the execute's already kind of happening. Lobin losing such a crucial spot, and now they get so much space to the attackers. IT wall, gen control, and now it's just going to be an absolute flood from the attackers once they get this pillar wall open. And I think Adrian is here right now, and now we're going to see whether or not FLUXO says, are we fighting? How important are we going to put value on this top floor? If they open this wall, do we peel? Do we stand our ground? Do we fight? Do we trade it out? And it doesn't matter because June is taking control. But a triple kill from Jen. And now I think Bulbs is going to give, but he's going to wait for his moment to try to strike back and try to get some of the picks back because it's been an absolute slaughter top floor.
That's all it's going to be sometimes. Someone walks in, has a life round. He had 1 kill prior to this point, but finds 3 in the round. And what a critical round it could yet prove to be. Volts and Dots with a lot of recovery to do, but I don't see Secret giving up a 5v2.
No, I really can't see that happening. Volps has dropped back down to that ground floor put. He's on a flank desk. He's going to try and move up meeting, but it's going to be too late, surely. He's going to move cross through connector, but Joom has done the damage, a 4 kill. It could be an ace on the Blackbeard. Volps moves moving across. Plant is down, now's his time. He's gonna have to just ace, clutch this, no other option. Sees the first, can't get him, and the problem that he's got now, they know exactly where he is. Hit by the air jab. The challenge was a little bit slow from Adrian. He's let him get back to his feet. 20 seconds there's for Volps to do something.
He's coming.
Anything.
He's coming. They're trying to give him the ace, and he's chasing him down through this top floor. About 10 seconds to go. Here he steps, and June gets the ace!
I absolutely love that. Not a lot of players would do that, but what's a better time to get an ace in a semi-final loser match? I'm sure Joom is feeling himself so good. He's already been playing such a good tournament, and another ace to just make him feel even a bit more warm and fuzzy, especially on Valentine's Day. We gotta love that.
I mean, I take it all back. I said Adrian was a little bit slow on the challenge. Never for a second did I dream at this level they'd be like, no, let's get Joom the ace. That was more about, we know where he is now. Come get him.
Adrian, our humble king, he is 1 in 8. He has flashes, he has a shotgun. This guy is right on top of him. He says, Joom, you've done so much for us. Let me pay you back a little bit. Let me give you that ace.
I respect that from Adrian a lot. Like, this way, my king, through you come.
100%.
What a great way to get it done. It isn't map over yet. It's 6-4. 2 rounds of FLUXO to find in a row. But like I said, Tim, if we're following our pattern, these next 2 sites could be the ones that FLUXO get over the line and take us to OT. How's your Tim impression, by the way? As you say the line.
I would not even dare. He does this to everybody. I would
You're
not
gonna do it.
even dare.
It's a trial by fire. You've got to do it.
Really?
Don't worry. Fett really messed it up, so you can't do any worse than that. You'll be all good.
We need,
Let me talk to production real quick, and I'll let him test it out real quick. Is it valid?
All right. Can they do it, Tim? Do you think they hold on here, FLUXO, or do you think this one's going Secret's way?
Well, I really think this is going Secret's way at this point. FLUXO, I think, have adapted well throughout the game. We've seen a couple of key moments, the tactical timeout, and then we've seen a change a couple of rounds ago that have got them a bit of momentum back. But Secret are just, they're ever evolving, they're ever changing, and they're responding to everything FLUXO W7M do. And so they're constantly trying to hit a moving target. And for me, I don't know if FLUXO W7M have now got another adaptation in them to, face up against the latest version of Secret that we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, a wise man once said, be like water, right? Secret is just flowing through this. No matter what, they're going to get open their prerequisites. Open this, open that, drone, C, and then they just go where they can. And the trades are working out in FLUXO's favor. I don't even know what happened. But the lobby fight loses out to Lobin. I think that is a perfect thing you want to see as FLUXO in a 6-4 deficit. Huge 2 kills out of him.
Just looking at the FLUXO lineup across the bottom left of your screen, we can see that there's still Lobin and Volps up on that mid floor. They're looking to hold on to those verticals for a while, and they need to, because Savage is there on the book. So Secret have still got the utility that they need, and that gives a little bit of hope for the home side. Mowgli taking down Lobin, Savage still on board, means that they can use these verticals. They've got the hard breach, they've got the exothermic. There's plenty of work still that Secret can do. If they get the kill onto Volps here, there's big trouble coming for FLUXO W7M.
They've almost reversed what Secret are doing to them and trying to pressure them around the map, run that clock down, but in the process of trying to waste time, have wasted 3 players on the other side.
Everybody from FLUXO W7M has just recognized the situation and gone back to side. They've decided now is the time to turtle and hold on, and it's working perfectly as Palu manages to take down Savage. 3 versus 1, and Mowgli, he's got his work cut out. He'd love to do it, but Palu says, no, not today. That's not happening. And I love that moment from FLUXO W7M. In the 3v2, they recognize now is the time, and you see them as a team just collapse back to side. We're just going to hold the angles.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I love 3v3 Siege. 3v3 Siege, to me, is much more entertaining than 5v5, because 5v5 is a chessboard. All the pieces are on the board, but what happens when you lose your queen? You cry and cry. Guess what? 3v3, you wait and see who the third guy is. They saw Volps cargo side. That's one guy off. We can assume that after this roam clear has been won by W7M, which is already a huge fight, that they're going to be back to side. They're going to be layering it back. The first guy we see is cargo side. That means he's on his way. So that's a hit. That's a call to hit the site and just try to take our chances. 3v2 the guy's side, wait for the straggler. And I think it is a great choice, but at the end of the day, FLUXO was already ready, because when you kill so many guys on the roam, when you win that first half of the round, you say, what are they going to do? Very much similar to the attacker mindset to a 3v1. They're gonna get aggro. They have to flood and flood and flood. Their only chance, and they were ready.
This is one of my favorite stats. You spoke a lot about clutch, but I'm also looking back at the number of 3Ks we've had from players throughout the tournament. In our top 6, we have 4 players from FLUXO, collectively with just shy of 60 3Ks or better at the tournament. No team is even close to that number. Parlo has found 2 in this game. We have seen that Secret have got a few of their own, 4 throughout the game so far. They've been doing very well, and that entry could be a good starting point to slow that down. As Lovin's the first to fall, this is where they hold on.
They've lost the DMR as well, of course. The Arune, the laser gates will already be deployed, but that DMR offline is a big bonus to Secret. We know how quickly those guns will race through fights. Why we're seeing so many of them brought along. So big start for Secret. They're going to get that RT wall open. And what I like here is we've got Mowgli out by Electrical. We've got Doom out towards Aqua. We've got the RT wall open. We've got Adrian over by Connector. They're in the Anaconda again.
Yes.
That is such a comp. It's staying.
I love that.
Oh, Mowgli into the second.
What a better time to win it. He lost it earlier, but not on match point. He finally wins it. Jabbing off IT, secures the aggression IT, because again, 5v3, what did the defenders do? They get aggro. Mowgli containing the aggression. Huge impact, makes it a bit more available.
When the team played the other day, it was 7-5 to Secret Team. It looks like we're lining up for the same scoreline again. Dodes or Palu, massive clutch to disadvantage him, but they've got to do it bigger than ever.
Mowgli just got a little bit lucky there. He switched to the air jab. There was a little look around the corner from Palu, but he wasn't quite ready to take the challenge. So Mowgli survives for at least a little bit longer. 5 versus 2. Palu, Dodes desperately trying to hold on to FLUXO's map choice here, but you just get the feeling that Secret are circling. They are looking for the fights that is going to end this one. Palu, though, fights back, manages to find one onto Noah, but Savage is there with one of his own. Mowgli backs him up and gets the second. And Team Secret, they take map 1. And here in Paris, the crowd goes wild.
I mean, that's a barn burner. That's what we're all here for. And Labs is a perfect map for that. It's battle of wits. It's battle of mechanics. It's battle of everything. And right now is where FLUXO really needs to dial it in on Chalet. Granted, they just had a perfect, amazing match versus Furia, sending the previous world champions home. But now, can they survive? Can they do it on Chalet and bring us to Fortress?
Well, that's the big challenge, and is the answer that we all need. So let's go to break, and when we come back, map 2 awaits.
The last time FLUXO played Labs against Secret, you lost. Why did you choose to go through the same path again?
After we lost to them, the map, we kind of revealed everything and we kind of, let's say, we fixed a lot of issues. But on the match today, I think that wasn't the issue. They were getting kills that we were like misplaying some things. That was the thing that kind of made us lose the map.
Talk me through the gameplay to be able to beat them again in Labs, but not being so predictable.
I think we had a pretty calm game plan. Like in the beginning, we kind of knew how they were going to play. Our prep was really good, and obviously Savage was playing out of his mind in the first couple rounds. He's just going so crazy with the kills. And then once Savage kind of brought the energy, I think everyone felt the energy. So after that, it was just a dominated game.
Secret find themselves up 1-0 in this series, and I feel like we have to agree with what Noah is saying. With how this map started here on Nighthaven Labs, Savage was bringing the fire on that defense.
I think it's so important when an IGL starts out strong is that they know, they feel it, they get into a flow state and it makes their IGLing better. Savage particularly, you know, great C4 kill to start us off. He got quite a few of them across the defenses, but when he's playing well, he inspires the rest of his team to play well as well, Leo.
If you look at most of the replay package, by the way, most of the time it's very critical kills. It's 3v4, 3v3 is the one guy that puts the man count back to a positive for Secret. If you look at this, he's the real king of the defense. So many C4 kills, so many important kills to try and get the last bits of the round. The shotgun plays as well on the surrounding of the bomb site as the anchor. He is the one player that I think was keeping everyone together. And like you said, as the IGL, it's just something else. When he's doing it as a team captain, it brings everyone up.
How often do you see a team have a really bad performance and their IGL is shut down? He's gone a bit white, he's like 0 and 7. When it's the converse opposite, the team feeds off that energy when the IGL's doing so well on a personal level.
But then FLUXO came back, and I think they had a great read on the attacks from Secret. The thing with Secret, and I know Bull mentioned it, was saying the Anaconda, or he was saying it's all a split take, right? They're all individuals on one side. So FLUXO started being aggressive. And what was their answer? Joom was the answer. Put him on Blackbeard, put everyone behind Joom, and they will go and get aggressive. And this is the turning point for me, round number 10, when Joom gets aggressive with that grenade, and then will push with the Blackbeard. He gets multi-kills here on the room. Look at those flicks. That was a Joom that was 1 and 6 before the beginning of the round, and he comes back with an ace, 6 and 6. At this moment, we all knew, that's it, Secret has won.
And they let him come and chase that ace, which I thought was a really nice touch. Obviously, the crowd absolutely loved it. They were chanting for it, but it was what that round represented as well. Twister in the timeout had just spoken about how they needed to do things together. It didn't matter whether it was, you know, just one player, you know, doing a silly play, they had to all do it together, or whether they were trying to be a bit smart, it had to be together. That whole clear was all of them going for the top floor at once together. Yes, Joom got the ace. He was the one who got all the kills, but it was a real team effort.
Sometimes you're going to help your teammate collect that ace and lock that in. The most important thing was for them to stop this comeback that FLUXO were almost on here on that first map. We're going to talk about the second map as well in just a little bit. That is Secret's map pick. We're going to go on to Chalet. What do we hope to see for that?
Well, the main thing for me is one player right now is the one that's stepping up, and it's Palu. He's the only guy that's double digits on the side of FLUXO W7M. The only one that's positive, Evan. Yeah. He's the one player that's stepping up here, and we've said it's so important for him to maybe reach a grand final tomorrow. So I think I'm looking at the other teammates and I'm wondering what's going on. Because you need everyone to step up here, especially the IGL in Dots. Yeah. If the IGL in front of you is stepping up, Savage is doing double digits, then Dots needs to step up as well, especially on the shield game on Chalet.
There's a redeeming factor here, actually, for FLUXO W7M, in that the map pick that they're going on to is a map they absolutely love. It's Chalet. It's a map that they picked yesterday when they were going up against Furia. You know, they're not going on to an unfamiliar map. Sometimes you go 1-0 down in a best of 3, and you go onto your opponent's map pick, and it's a map that's maybe a permaban, or you don't really like, or you know your opponent's got a better style on. That's not the case for FLUXO W7M here. So as much as, yes, there is pressure now, they are facing elimination from this competition, it's a comfortable home ground for them, just as much as it is for Secret.
I think top 4 would still be an incredible achievement for them, but of course Paolo is chasing that top 2 finish just once again. I mean, potentially a hammer lift as well after those 18 S-tier events. It's quite clear as well that when we're seeing the crowd's response, they're very much behind Secret. I mean, there is a chance, there's still a chance to have at least one French person in the final.
And I don't think it's ever been a problem for the Brazilians to face an opposite crowd. They actually like this. They like the crowd that cheers against them, and I think they thrive onto it. And if you look at the experience on the side of Palu, maybe it explains why he's the only player that's performing right now. He's been there so many times, so many more times than most of these players. Yeah. Maybe he's the one that needs to be vocal, not only in the game, but also bring that energy up for the rest of his teammates.
I just hope that thought isn't creeping into his head of, oh, not again, I'm in this situation. I don't think it will, but there's certainly the potential for that. This is where the pressure does get real. You know, in reality, W7M, FLUXO, they can't make any mistakes now. They do have to be perfect in the next 2 maps to get through.
They do, and we've already heard of some of our players that were speaking their thoughts. We also have Maria standing by to check in with our coaches.
You have the best entry, the best KD, you are the fastest team in the tournament, you just won a map. What do you feel the need to tell them to adjust for the second map, if that's possible?
I think it's just a contention of damage over there. We throw a little bit some rounds over there that we shouldn't. So we are playing a good game. I just help with the confidence for the players, but watch out into the small details, into the mid rounds, you know. But very simple stuff. They're playing great, so nothing much to say.
Chalet is a really good map for FLUXO, but it was a map choice from Secret. What can we expect from it? What do you expect from it?
Eu acredito que eles tenham planejado algumas playzinhas counter, focado na nossa defesa, só que a gente tem tanta vivência no Chalet que eu acredito que é muito difícil surpreender a gente. Então, se a gente estiver atento, comunicando bem o que está acontecendo durante o mapa, acho que a gente não vai ser surpreendido, não.
Okay. I think they have some really plays prepared for us for our defense, but we play that map so much that we just know how to do it, so it's not going to be a problem for us.
But some very open-minded people in these interviews here, really, you know, putting up for us what we're going to see and what to expect on these maps here. I feel like when we were listening to Twister, you were just nodding, yes, about those mid-rounds.
I think it's spot on. I mean, the only win condition for W7M and for FLUXO, the entire map, what was it? They lost most of the entries, but in the mid-round, when Secret is setting up for that execute, when they're all spread around, they get aggressive. They go and find a pick. They bring back that man advantage. It's been the same case again and again, and that was the only recipe for success from that comeback. So he just wants to abuse that, make sure that doesn't happen again. Whenever you have the man advantage in that mid-round, close everything and wait for a gunfight because they're going to come swinging.
And then what we heard from Norris as well, I mean, there is a tough task ahead of them. We saw them actually have a pretty interesting pre-game ritual, right?
Yeah, for Norris, yeah. I actually do like it, and I did want to talk about it. Norris, very often, he will meditate behind his players as they're setting up, and I absolutely love that because I think what it does is it instills some confidence and some calmness into the team.
He anchors them down.
He literally sits down behind them and meditates. And I think one of the things that will do as a player is when you're up there, when you're on the main stage and you're seeing all these faces and you know, right, we're under pressure now, he will instill that calmness in you to allow you to go on and perform.
Is the confidence going to help W7M keep themselves in the competition, or will Secret just clear this at a smooth 2-0? Map 2 is with us.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, we are back again for another map. Chalet awaits to see which way the series goes. Is it a 2-0 going the way of Secret, or the FLUXO fight their way back in? You can speak now.
I'm excited. Well, yeah, I was like, this is abnormally large here right now. This is a long flower, so I had to really prepare for that one. But I'm excited for Chalet. Ace and I were talking a little bit behind the scenes, and of course, Chalet, FLUXO went absolutely crazy versus Furia, but all on the table now. That was all hero plays, and I think Secret might have the advantage on this one. I'm thinking it might end 2-0 right here, right now.
I was thinking about your playstyle name, the Anaconda.
Oh, yeah?
Sure, we go for the Bow Constrictor.
Oh, I like that. I like that
one. That'll be a good one to roll with. That'll be a good one to roll with. Well, hopefully we'll get ourselves into this one nice and quick. You've heard the coaches having their few words around what to expect. Norris feels they've got them figured out, Tim. But everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, they certainly do. I think the problem that W7M face here is that they're coming up against a Secret team who, in that first map, just played better Siege.
Yeah.
Both of them are very good on Chalet, but are they going to be good enough to overcome Team Secret? We'll see, as we've got map 2, Team Secret versus FLUXO W7M right now.
Here we go then, Chalet. It stands between Secret and a spot in the next round, and FLUXO and a flight home. It also stands between us and Fortress, and I really want to see that third map, so let's see how this one boils down. We're into our operator bans to kick things off.
As much as I would love to see Fortress, and even though I said Secret, I really hope FLUXO comes in and upsets me again, because it would be a shame for a loser semi-match to go down 2-0. Like, we gotta really live it and have every little round in detail come through to really experience the Six Invitational. And we've got FLUXO banning the Lion and the Doke, and then Secret with the Azami and Thorn. So I'm excited for these bans. I'm excited. A little bit emphasis on map control for the Azami, and still with the Thorn, you can kind of, you know, make it a little bit faster. We've seen a lot of Thorn play recently with this addition of the buff.
I'm just really hoping this goes the distance, because I want to give Bo the true, it's not really a true Designates SI experience if we don't have overtime at some point. So I'm just even if it's just in this map and Secret, we were close in the last one. I'm just hoping that we get that overtime moment.
I'm really hoping for the same. I want to ask you more about the Thorn, because I found the Thorn so interesting. Obviously, pick rate through the roof, seen it banned a few times now. What's your take on I don't want to call it a rework, but the changes?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I might have been in the minority on this, is that I enjoyed Old Fortress. Granted, wasn't a pro league.
Thorn, sorry.
Oh, Thorn. You said
we'll
Thorn?
talk about Fortress after. Thorn, the operator.
You said Thorn.
Yeah, it's noisy, man. What can I say?
Well, that's a little bit different. I did not like Thorn, and now with the faster activation, with the increased traps, you're seeing Thorn banned.
Yeah.
Like, tell that to a 2022, 2023 player, and it's like,
why?
What are you talking about? Why are we banning Thorn all of a sudden? And even that another small thing is that CZ FOV change. You see so many loadouts with the shotgun, the M870, which honestly a lot of people would regard as the greatest shotgun in Siege. It's small, but it packs a huge punch, and you have a fully auto CZ to boot. I mean, you have firepower, you have traps, and in the meta that we currently have with all these shields, all these fast plays, these aggressive rushes, Thorn is a huge thorn in your behind. Oh,
here he is. He's fitting right in. He's fitting right in.
You're welcome back here anytime, Bo. That's it. That's your entry. That gets you your ticket.
If you're gonna start dropping puns on us, then you're in any time.
Yes. I'm all here for it. Remember, guys, I'm a dad now. This is my bread and butter.
That's it. You got to get on the dad joke train. That's what it's all about.
Just you wait till I hit the creme de la creme. I'm waiting for it.
We'll be getting into game in just a moment. As you can see in the top left corner of your screen, a quick technical pause while we get our lobby rehosted. So back into it in no time at all. Are you expecting a 2-0 here, Tim, or do you think there is a world where FLUXO do get us back onto that third map?
Like I said, as we were coming into that, I do expect the 2-0, and it's because I look at Chalet, and both of these teams, it's kind of similar preference for them. They've got a similar record, to within a couple of maps. They're winning more than they lose on Chalet. They're both very capable here on this map. And I just think when I look at what we've seen so far today, Secret are playing the better team Siege. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to win the day for them, unless FLUXO W7M can come out and show us something different. But through the tournament, they haven't really shown us that difference. What they've shown us is an ability to win those difficult rounds, is an ability, to get the big multi-kills, to have the hero plays. But I'm looking at this Secret side and I'm thinking, as the steam run out, have you come to the end of the line being able to do that if you FLUXO W7M? And right now, I think they might have done.
Yeah, again, kind of going back to the Fury game with FLUXO versus Furia, where there was a lot of hero plays. Granted, I think Furia was playing very, not Furia-like that we're expecting. FLUXO, still the absolute better team, and it shows that because they won. They beat them. They sent Furia home. And I do think what you were saying is Secret is playing a better Siege. If you look at it all on paper, if you look at it top down, it looks so clean. It's in unison. It's cohesive. It looks like these guys have been playing forever together. And FLUXO, I still see that, but not as much. And I actually would want FLUXO to win. I would want them to win because I think for FLUXO to win, they need to be playing good, but I think one of them has to have a sensational life game performance here. And I'm all for it, because I feel like as a caster, it probably makes your job easy if one guy's dropping 20 kills.
Certainly does.
Let's watch this guy. Let's watch this guy.
You used to watch this guy called Bolo a lot, actually. It was amazing.
He got one or two.
He clutched up on the Goyo, on the mirror, that Vector, he was a bit of a demon with it.
We need to get the Bolo spin lessons in while we're here.
I can't do that on a trackpad. Bring me the mouse.
There's no spin. I mean, you could try and do a spin on the trackpad. Des might not be too happy when his laptop is flying off the desk.
Pull up whatever tabs are up here right now.
What you don't know, he's an absolute nightmare now. He's like a whirlwind. He walks up to anything, just spins it, and it's off flying. Spinning stage, you can make that spin, you can give it a go. I don't think we'll get quite far with that one.
Maybe one day.
We are now back into things. Thank you for your patience. It looks like we're loading in, and everyone is happy and ready to go. Secret start on the attacking side, and one thing I'm looking forward to, with a little bit of trepidation for Secret and their fans, is they did not win a single defense against Falcons on their game on this map the other day. So We hope there's some work that's been done because they've got to be better than the other day.
I mean, luckily for Secret, they are starting on the attack, so, you know, at least they might be able to get a few rounds before they have to face up to that difficult side, you know, where they struggled. But FLUXO W7M, they are a side, as we've said, that can turn over surprises quite easily. We may well see them come into this, and, you know, we certainly don't want to make it sound like it's a write-off. They could come in here and just thoroughly surprise us. You know, they've got the capability, like you said yourself, Bo. You have Volps come in here and just do Volps things. Palu take over the game, and all of a sudden, it doesn't really matter what Secret are doing. But let's get into round one. We're going to be defending up on the top floor, the Brazilian side, starting up there in Master and Office. We can see they've got half of the wall open on the breach side. They've got a real presence out towards Library as well. It looks like Dodes is going to be playing on Mezzanine. So they are looking for a complete top floor hold here at the minute.
Yeah, and I mean, you see this very traditionally now. This is the current Chalet meta where it's a heavy bar extend. That is a great push round usage, but also kind of a blunder out of Dodes, I feel like. As a Mez Mira player, you need to be ready for that because that is one very direct operator to just stump your whole entire setup. And that Mira being open is not good whatsoever, and huge to this Library attack if Secret decide to push it. But it seems like they're kind of rotating elsewhere. I think they see this Mira, these Elemines, and of course Lobin just already taking out Joom, their ace, which is instrumental for the Solar because that wall being closed and having no chance of ever being open for the Solar take is so bad for Secret. It's honestly the catalyst.
It's one of those maps a little bit like Border in a way where you do have to challenge outside the building as best you can. Get a replay of that one here. Lobin just full sending it, so you can see why. There was a little bit of trepidation from Savage to try and go too aggressive on towards him, causing a little bit of bother. At least now we've got the air jabs down, so we can't push out in towards Solar Tim, but I don't think that'll stop him.
No, I wouldn't have thought so at the moment. They're going to be looking for the nades to go in, clear some utility as well. Flash will go with it, and that allows now Savage to get a little bit mobile on those stairs. Does he know about the man underneath? That's the big question. I think that's where he's being sent. I think he's being sent to sort of make that challenge and make sure that that area is clear. We're going to see, it was the Ella that you were looking at, Palu. He's going to dash his way back towards those blue stairs. He gets himself back safely to site. So again, it's just more time wasted by FLUXO W7M.
Palu here on the side on towards the piano window. Could be a bit of a challenge coming in here. 2 or 3 players swinging all at once, and we know this is a horrible spot to be in. Noah's gone, but elsewhere, 2 kills. Fly back the way of Secret, make it a third. They've got this round rolling now and looking in for Palu, who's dug in on piano. We've said how big a clutch player he is, but he's got to go massive, Tim.
They've missed the opportunity there as well. Palu sends out the Gasmot mine. It's going to create that shield break, but he can't challenge onto him at the right time, and ultimately he's punished at the piano as the 2 come in, and they manage to take him down. 2v1 now with one of those. A Blackbeard Volt is in serious trouble, but he manages to do some damage to the Blackbeard. Can't find the feet on the second challenge. Can't find the man as Mowgli. He peeks on through, finds his kill, and Team Secret take their first attack.
Yep. That was a beautiful effort on that 1v2, but really what can you do when a BB is staring you down in your eyes and just this BB is just like, he's just ready. He's ready for you, and you have a DMR behind. But I will say a beautiful 3v1 jump out on that guy on the bathroom window. Yeah. That was absolutely stunning. Bathroom window swing, jump out piano, Ivy window. But all of that's 3 bodies for 1. Secret responded perfectly. Perfect response for a perfect aggression play on the bathroom. Mowgli takes Library, hits the guy in the back. All these guys swing in Solar, and they just explode, and they punish the capitalization on their attacker who died.
Well, let's see how things go for Bar and Gaming then. It's a good start from both sides, really. I thought you just kind of touched on it yourself there a little bit, Mo. FLUXO have had some great plays in the moment. It's just that Secret were a little bit better when it came down to the sharp end of things. Started last map at a 1-1 scoreline. Secret get first blood here. And FLUXO bite back. We'll find out.
We won't get too far into it, but the chocolatine pan au chocolat rivalry continues. We can confirm.
I'll tell you what, this is looking a little bit scary here. Volts advancing himself as Spawn Peak, almost lost his own head in the process.
I do like this energy, though. I do like this. This is something you would see in these deep runs nothing is out of the question. Spawn peaks, aggression, fast rushes. This is where real siege happens.
Looking at the vigil on board from Dordes there, we often, we talk about it being quite a selfish pick because you're not bringing much utility. It's all about getting out there, wasting time and finding kills. Is that kind of the role it's seen within the teams as well?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you really break down Vigil to its core, he is the best roamer, and there's a fast jump out of Savage, but there's 2 defenders waiting for him. The pressure's there. Slaughter, perfect sync on the defenders, Lobin and Volps, and Mowgli.
They've got a cut. They've got the RTL down. Adrian's gone absolutely nuclear. Volts and pilots are full. Mowgli back into another. He was the distraction. He was the bait. And everyone on the side of FLUXO except for Lobin is down, Tim.
Plant's going down as well. Noah's managed to get into position just inside of that double window. There's absolutely no chance for Lobin to move back in. Mowgli's got the cover, and Secret, they are feeling it. Right now, to me, they look like a shark that's just smelled blood in the water. They know they're circling, and they're just taking bites out of FLUXO W7M at the minute.
It's kind of what I was saying on Lab. Siege is a number game. It's pieces on the board. Oh, timeout for all the Portuguese speakers.
Imagine we'll get that restarted in a second, as you can't hear them at the moment. But what does that say in terms of paddock stations when they're already slamming the brakes on Tim in round 2?
Yeah, exactly that. You've got a really early tack time out there, which I don't hate, by the way. If you can, if you can see that you're off the tracks, you got to try and put it back on. You got to pick it up and sort it.
For sure. And I mean, again, it's like, I feel like FLUXO is playing good. They're doing the 2v1s, the 3v1s, but maybe their backline is like not holding it together. Maybe their side players are straggling a little bit too far away, which sometimes is a good thing. But if fire is matched with fire and you aggress and they react with aggression and you can't hold your back line, everything falls, everything crumbles. They're still playing good, but they're not playing as good as Secret.
It feels for FLUXO, I look at it, I feel like it's kind of a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
So as FLUXO improve, so does Secret. And, no matter what FLUXO seem to do, Secret are going up there with them, and they're keeping that extra 10%.
Yeah.
They're just keeping themselves on top. So like you say, this is not a bad game being played by FLUXO W7M. It's just a very good one being played by Secret.
For sure. And again, it's like, I don't even know what, as a coach, I would tell my players right here, because it's like, that's good communication. It is showing, even from our perspective, that they're communicating so well. One guy jumps in trophy, 2 to react immediately, 1 guy on bathroom window, crucial for a solar take. 1, 2, 3 involved in the kill to give space to the defenders. So it's like, what do you say? Hit your shots, run back to site. Don't do these aggressive plays and overextend your hand. So this is a tough one.
I think Mowgli's soaking up that time in front of the home crowd. Even Noah especially has been very vocal up on that stage so far. If that momentum can carry them all the way through, then what is the complaint? The big question comes for a lot of this crowd, Tim. These guys are getting a bit like a following behind them, but let's not forget, they've got Falcons waiting. They are the French team.
This is the problem for Team Secret now. They're looking at potentially facing off against Falcons, and they've had so much support so far, and that will continue.
Yep.
But it will also be tempered when they go up against Falcons. We can hear the timeout now, I think.
Lobão, eu preciso que você vá de Denari e faça aquela Denari que a gente viu no treino, que os caras estavam zaralhando a janela do Solário, tá ligado? Ô, Lobão, a gente vai voltar para aquela tua antiga que você joga de Castle. Tá? Não tem recurso para quebrar isso aí e a gente vai pegar e tampar. Vai tampar saguão, etc. A gente consegue jogar full unilateral, peitando só uma área deles. E realmente, guys, desculpa, é muito mais atenção e comunicação, muito mais proativa de onde eles estão. E se não tomarem moscando, que a gente não toma essas porra, tá ligado? A gente não tá com novidade nenhuma. Então não desanima por causa do primeiro round, não, porque o primeiro round vocês jogaram pra caralho, os caras tiraram do round. Então bora, caralho. Bora. Bora, energia, caralho.
Mas é muito bom a gente pegar a Les. Eu acho que eu vou pegar as ligas,
Very silent timeout from the players. It's just coach had the floor. But honestly, it kind of sounded like he was a bit frustrated. It sounded like something that he noticed was very, very crucially wrong with their defense. And again, this is the 3rd round. 2-0, timeout off the rip. Surely he sees something so early on that he has to address right this very second to salvage as many defensive rounds as they can.
Well, look, that's what was said on the interview with Maria. Is like, we've got some plans in mind. We know what we're doing. That to me looked like a coach that was like, right, this is not what we planned for. No. And this is where the demand is now going to be on the Brazilian boys to recover and fight their way back in, because Tim, we spoke about it coming in, Palu yet to win a major or a hammer. We can't imagine a timeline where that is not a thing.
is this his best chance of getting there finally?
It certainly is a chance, put it that way. You know, they've been playing very well so far.
Is it a slim chance right now?
It's narrowing, we will say that. Another interesting follow-on from that timeout. As you've said, you know, it looks like Norris has seen something there and wanted to rip that timeout forward immediately. They're going back to the same side that they were in round one. They're not continuing that rotation. So, again, that screams to us. Usually we would see teams just finish out that 3 rotation, make a ban, and then go back. This screams, no, we can do this. The plan will work. This is what we need to change.
Yep, and you already see there's a bit more traps on the board. We had Ella, but I'm unsure if we had the Denari and the Legion, so a bit more emphasis on holding this BB because they are expecting, it's secret, there's always gonna probably be a shield. They had a shield before, and they're expecting it again. And they're gonna reinforce their site a bit more. So even if, say library side, 3v1-1, if they hit the site, they run into all these traps.
Anything to try and slow Secret down, I certainly do not blame them. We've seen what happens when they start moving at breakneck speed. Every team in the tournament has struggled to stop them. That is why they stand here as one of our final few. Let's see how this round, of course, changes up to Secret. You've already seen Savage being a little more cautious on that Blackbeard. It doesn't change to them. They've got to work through all that utility first. That's why the Flores is going to help them clear their way through.
Exactly. Again, it's a great response from Team Secret. They had the Flores back in round one. They brought it again this time. The changes are the Legion and the Castle. That was Mirror and Warden last time around. So as you say, it screams slowing down. But the Roteros are there. The X-Kairos pellets are there. The Ash Chargers are there. They've got everything they need to deal with this utility, so it still seems like Secret have the answers, and they managed to find one in the round. Adrian picking up Lobin. That is an entry, so not only are Secret responding to FLUXO W7M's changes, they're actually overturning the one area that FLUXO have been winning so far. They've had both the entries, and now Secret have come in and found it. There's no trade. There's man advantage. It's looking good for Secret again.
Yeah, I honestly think right now the panic is kind of settling in because, again, they have all this utility for the Solar, and they've already overplayed their hand by putting them under default. Denari extended out default, and then just already picked off. Granted, it's 55 seconds. A lot of time has been burned. Not a whole lot of Solar pressure, but now West main control is obtained, and now Solar will fall. Dining falls. Trades are working back. I don't think it's enough, though, because Secret is just waiting for the overextensions and the aggression.
Volts was the X factor there that could have made a big difference, but he was handled so comfortably by the player on the window. This is Secret to lose, Tim.
It certainly is. Dot's just taking that challenge out there onto Solar Stairs. He's just trying to hold them back at this point, but the problem he's got is he's going to be faced up with the shield pretty soon. They've got the double window control as well. June manages to find another in the round. Savage on the shield is the one to close it out. His game just continues to get better and better today, Des.
From one set to another, Secret are slowly working their way forward. I do hear, however, we have got Maria on hand for a translation of that attack timeout. Maria, are you there?
You don't have resources to break that. Let's play with Legion too. And let's be real, guys, I'm sorry, but it's much more about the paying attention and communication about telling to each other where they are so you don't get killed out of nowhere. Let's not get upset because of first round. You played it good. Let's keep the energy high.
Thank you very much, Maria. What do you think of that one, Bo?
Interesting. I mean, yeah, it sounds like already after like such a good 3v1 on that first round. It's like, okay, it's a Solar hit. This guy's in the bathroom. Let's aggress. But of course, what I was saying, there was no utility in the site. So Secret just capitalized. And then as Maria just said, that they were a little bit upset. You could hear it in the comms. It was a little bit kind of bad. But also the thing about like not paying attention. So maybe if there's 3 people aggressing on this side, the other 2, the back line, like I mentioned, maybe they weren't cluing in. Maybe they were saying, okay, this is happening here. What do I need to worry about? And maybe they're in their own idea. Maybe they're in their heads because it's not involving them. We need to be a full functioning like engine. Every cylinder needs to be going and going. But if 2 aren't, you're misfiring.
And that's what Secret are doing right now.
I was about to say the same.
Yes, because Secret, they have the front line, the 3 on the windows. They want to do a Solar, they have the 3 pieces, and then they have a little bit of back pressure here. Under and up, taking Dining, taking Solar, working the pick, working the over-aggression on FLUXO's hand. And I think it's not looking very good, but I think it's salvageable.
playing into the trap operators again, playing into a hell of a lot of stall with the Kai and the Tub on side along with the Clash. Now on the other side, what is their game plan going to be? It's going straight towards Ivy and hunt down Volts. The Denari is gone. In the blink of an eye, we weren't even 20 seconds into the round, Tim.
No, the utility will be there. It'll be done. That's not the end of the world. The big problem for FLUXO W7M is two things here. One, the manpower, of course. You're now 5 versus 4. You've got no trade, no response, which screams to me, again, that communication issue. They're not in a position to be able to trade, to play off each other. But the other problem is that confidence issue. This keeps going wrong. This is now a slippery slope. Does it become a mental block for the team?
Yeah, I would agree with that completely, because Volp's solo play, which is a good thing to burn some utility, burn some drones, and we're having the Mav play, which is absolutely huge. Usually you would have somebody doubled up with Adrian, but I think Secret are just feeling themselves so much. Maybe they're skipping steps, but maybe they're able to. And Mowgli has so much confidence.
Bait building up here as well. Forget about upstairs. We're going straight in towards site here. Shield is in. With Doom looking for his man. Misses out on the flash. The flank on towards the side. He's just better. Mowgli in for another. He is absolutely flying this map. Dodes now to try and recover along with Parlu. They get 2 down, so it's a 2v1. Can Mowgli clutch up big?
Secret starting to find out what happens when you skip steps. Sometimes they've not cleared the vertical, and FLUXO W7M have seriously punished them. Mowgli could really do with getting somebody back on their feet here, but he goes for the direct challenge onto the Clash. He nearly gets the job done, but Parlu just using his experience to get himself out of danger there. He knows it's more important to keep that utility on the board than to try and take any part of that fight.
Great read from Mowgli. Sees the 2 upstairs and knows he has time to get outside and get his teammate up. This is winnable, but they're stacking up. He almost gets Dodes, who's good for a 3K in the round, and now in a 2v1 with 1B in the Clash. Surely Secret can't get this one done.
Certainly looks that way. Savage is going to take his little peek. He's taking his time to think. He manages to grab the diffuser. He's got options now. He could think about maybe putting it down in a spot where there's no vertical above him. It at least changes the paradigm a little bit. It means that he becomes the defender in this situation, and he is successful. Guns are back up, but he's got to deal with a Clash shield, and he's got to deal with Parlu, who hits a beautiful shot past the bomb chassis. FLUXO W7M get themselves around, and Dez, the Brazilians, start fighting back.
That was a war, bud. Yeah. Absolute war that round.
I mean, that was such a fast play, and what I was talking about is like, Secret, up until that round, the very beginning of that round, Mowgli 7-0, so confident and just running. That guy might not even had drones for the prep and just sent it at Volps, over-capitalizing on him trying to start out for some utility, which again is a good play. Mav, remember what I was saying? Usually there's somebody doubled up with a Mav on the office wall, but there's a reason for that, because he denied the half-wall pressure. He allowed the BB or the blitz to run through short because he knew even if there was verb, which there isn't, there would be nobody watching because he's scared for his own life on the top. That was a beautiful, beautiful play out of Secret to gain the site control, but in the end, FLUXO's trades just worked out in their favor.
Here we go for Baron Gaming again. I think we almost got teased a little bit during the prep phase last time round, Tim, but we could see a fast hit coming in for the execute itself. We did see an execute in the end, just not quite in the fashion that we expected. The cutoff at 90 was absolutely beautiful out of Secret. Really kept FLUXO guessing the entire way through. Could yet see the same again, as FLUXO jump back into a similar setup to last round, just as Solus being brought along as our new operator.
We've got some really nice counterplay coming in here. We've got the Brava being brought along, who can deal with those gadgets, of course, like the Clash, you know, the electronics that we're going to see on there. We've got, you know, plenty to go at with the Denari, with the Kaid, lots and lots to be looked at. Secret, though, they're going to be looking at the main execution coming alongside that Capitao and the Glass. That's going to be a big focus, and the Grim in addition to that. That's going to help you control all of that site area whilst you go in and get the diffuser down.
For sure, for sure. I mean, honestly, a lot of things could happen with this lineup right now, but they do have the Cade. So even if a lot of people use the Glass and the Cap for a top control pressure, but if Secret goes for that, they have the Cade. That is one hatch, maybe a second in library. I think it is open, actually. One hatch completely denied, and they can't open it up. And Savage with the opening kill onto Bar. A huge, huge pick on the Cade nonetheless.
It's very much the spine of this defense being broken now that it's been moved out of that spot. And it's not that we won't see a FLUXO player stepping into the grave of Dots. but still means they're down a man, and now Secret, by the looks of it, are getting themselves ready. This is that set piece play that I was on about. Here we go with the smokes going in. Jumon towards Lovid. It'll be a nice shallow plant, and nothing coming out to stop him at this point. There is no one nearby to stop this from happening. They're going to completely crumble here. They at least managed to get the down, but Diffuser sticks on the back of it. It's a 2 versus 4, Tim.
They've got Mowgli on the top floor window as well, looking through library. Secret are ticking all boxes here, but this is a beautiful attack. They've got the cutoff from above. They're not going to get hurt on the verticals like they did before. No, they've got the plan down, and now they just hold the crossfires. This, for my money, is one of the most difficult retakes inside a siege because you've got those external positions. You've got to go out of the window here. You've got to win those fights, and this is what happens. They are ready. Savage, he manages to get the first. There is redundancy after redundancy here. Adrian is ready on the cut. Savage can take the fight. Mowgli's above. There are so many options for Secret. The time runs out. Bolts can do nothing, and Secret take another round and another step towards moving on in the Invitational.
Yeah, a 4-1 is something you do not want to see on a second map. Oh my goodness, and that was actually a beautiful rush out of Secret. It was slow, but it was still a rush nonetheless. Savage got detected as the glass on the game's window, picks the first guy in the sight, and he's like, all right guys, it's showtime. We're compromised. They are aware. That was the catalyst. That was the domino. And if you notice in the prep phase, they hid the Clash. They hid Palu on the Clash, maybe for a top pressure. I think W7M was expecting a top floor clear with all that utility, the Clash, the Glass, the Denari, but instead Secret says, nah, we are hitting the site. Savage opened it up, and then it was just, everything was cascading. Smokes and Glass versus a Clash. Glass wins every day.
We had a little bit of heat in the chat so far between Mowgli and Volps. Clearly Secret in Fluxo's heads here, and well inside of their walls at the same time, because everything is just crumbling around Fluxo right now. Even with Norris's intervention stepping in to try and stabilize the team, they've struggled to find anything. We've got a similar comp coming out again, leaning in towards these trap pots. But Tim, it's almost like Secret are used to teams trying to slow them down with trap comps.
They have all the answers. It's like they've seen the test paper before sitting the exam today. They are so prepped and ready, and it is exactly what I expect from a Twister side. You know that he's going to come in there, he's going to have the plan, and he's going to look to execute it, and Secret have done so brilliantly so far. Last defense coming in now for FLUXO W7M. It's Master and Office again. If we have a look back, they've lost this site twice, and boy, do they desperately need it now. 5-1 down at the half is pretty much as bad as it gets. Of course, there's 6-0, but it ain't gonna make a massive difference.
Yeah, the blitz here is gonna be huge, because this is the first time I think Secret is actually committing to a full library, and usually everybody fights this. The round is determined right here. They're giving Mez space. The blitz is staring down a Warden right now, top blue, but he needs help. He cannot do anything in their doubled up blue. He needs his attackers to be on him and ready to react. Adrian with the opening pick onto the site. The blitz falls. Blue is instantly traded out, and it's a 4v2. They have all control except for Mez.
At least the one back. Palu, as I've often said, has been the clutch player for these boys. Now we're a little bit better. First kill on the map, but it's a crucial one because now Volps, already a little bit rattled from the last round, has got to win a 1v2, Tim.
You know that he's always got it in the locker, as the entire roster of FLUXO W7M, but you just don't feel it from them today. I often say that teams will have these ebbs and flows at tournaments, and it just feels like FLUXO W7M are maybe not setting the same pace as they have previously in this tournament today. Noah manages to secure that plant just in behind the half wall. He's going to hold his position. He's got Adrian on the cover. They are locked and loaded. They know where the fight's going to come from. I love the use of utility. They just buy themselves 5 seconds there, and the nade comes in. More utility being used. 10 seconds now. Burnt out from Volps' opportunity to be able to take this fight. There's so little that he can do here as Noah peeks around the corner, and Team Secret go 5-1 on the half.
If you want to see what a domination looks like, just go back and watch those 6 rounds at any time. I mentioned earlier on that we didn't see a single defensive round win coming out of Secret against Falcons, but they look different gravy today, Bo.
Yeah, I think, honestly, it doesn't even matter about the pass. When you have 5 clean attack rounds such as Secret, it doesn't matter. You have such a buffer, 5-1. Even if you're traditionally bad on a defensive side, on a map. A 4-round lead is like, surely you can squeeze something out. They can give 4 more rounds and you're still in the lead, or you're still tied and you're still in it for the map win. And I'm scared. I'm scared really for FLUXO because, again, I do think though, with how I saw them playing in the early round, I think actually after like the first 3 rounds, they started to falter a little bit more, or maybe Secret just kind of ramped it up. Say, okay, I see your timeout. We're gonna increase the dial. We're gonna hit harder and harder than ever before. But now it's FLUXO's time to see if they can match what Secret did and explode on the attacks and overwhelm Secret.
Attackers need to.
As you said earlier, Des, Secret, of course, previously against Falcons, struggling on the defensive side of this map. FLUXO W7M's best hope now has surely got to be that Secret come in and drop the ball for a couple of rounds and give them a little bit of a way back into it, give them an opportunity to grab a toehold in this. You wouldn't back it at the minute. You think that Secret are going to come out here and keep the pressure on. They're going to keep that aggression. They're going to keep on top of them. And now that they're on the defense, they can kind of dictate the pace of that. They can, when a barricade opens, run to it and take the fight. They can make life a little bit of a nightmare for FLUXO W7M right now. Secret then will take us to the top floor to kick off their defense. They need 2 rounds to move on to that matchup with Falcons.
Won't that be a bit of a spectacle, Tim? We've seen that matchup so many times, and it's a rivalry that is only increasing intensity over time. And to know that we've got a French player on one side, 3 on the other, and a chance to really go to war for a spot in the grand final against FaZe. Don't really fancy anyone's chance there. It's going to be a hard battle against FaZe, but maybe it's just what they need. A little European showdown to see who might take down the reigning world champions.
Yeah, and I think we have another little bar extend right here, right now. Very similar to FLUXO, but I think it's a little bit lighter. But Secret is always known for their 2 Mez guys, their Mez and their bar guy. If they have any sort of pressure, if they have contact, the defenders will run and assist. And that track is the first identifier that it is a library. A huge pick out of Noah, securing library control, and I think this just thwarts all of FLUXO's attack because him in the corner, they have to reevaluate. They cannot isolate the bar guy without the library guy. And Savage running over to help, kills the lower flank, and it's a 5v3 low. It's not good. It's not looking good. This is all coming down right here, right now.
And they've already got low HP, so they've lost out on 2 gunfights they were going into, all things air quotes equal, but have just fallen short. And this is where you can look at Siege as a beautifully tactical game. Sometimes you've just got to hit your shots, and here, Secret are the ones nailing every single one.
Just watching the angle here, he knows the Siege timing just isn't with FLUXO W7M at the minute. Palu just nearly had that opportunity to have a little look at Savage to take the Solis out of this. Let's not forget how important Solis could be in the late round here. If there is an opportunity, if FLUXO W7M fight their way into a plant spot, it could be Savage that denies that opportunity. So taking him off the board would have been huge, but it just wasn't to happen. 1 minute left to go, 5 versus 3. Secret, it's almost hands-off keyboards at this point. Just let them play into you. Mowgli manages to pick a kill up onto Dots. 5 versus 2.
Mowgli hasn't had to move his feet all round. He has stood there and just waited, and he has been rewarded. Every gunfight going their way. Savage let him know what's coming. We had the question on how the first round would go. How about Flawless, Tim?
You can just see there's a little bit of needle creeping into this matchup with the little bit of body shooting at the end there. There's, you know, I think Secret know that they're in the mines. They're winning the mind games at the minute.
100%. And as a previous player, if I lose an attack that catastrophically, and I see the last guy dump 50 rounds into my dead body, I am fuming. Now the question is, what will FLUXO do with that emotion?
What's the response?
Will it fire them up, or will it keep them down? Will it keep them submissive, and Secret will just run over them?
Imagine if you're Secret now, having played a lights-out series like this. You look on top of the world. You're coming into that game against Falcons so on it. I'm scared for Falcons at this point. These boys look so good.
Yes, and one of the side effects of a 2-0 on a loser semi is you get just that little bit of extra time to prep, to recover, to rest, to recollect yourself, because it is this is a huge match right now. But couple hours later,
there's
an even bigger larger match for a chance in grand finals.
The blessing for them almost is, if this does end now, it's been a quick series. They haven't exhausted themselves out for 4 hours playing a series.
It's almost perfect.
Because that adrenaline does come plummeting down after a game, so it'll probably be a good thing for Secret. They haven't had to expend all the energy at this point, and like I say, I can't wait to see that next game and how it plays out. FLUXO, they've got one hell of a recovery mission to pull off here. 5 rounds in a row needed, and then they have to win OT if we're going to see map 3. At least finding their way forward is Logan on towards 1. Doesn't let go of that left mouse button, gets rid of 2. Great start for them.
Absolutely love that from Lobin. Little bit of intel there, just telling him there's another man coming. They're coming for the trade, and he punishes Secret. I've talked about Secret's team play and trading throughout the game, and it's been one of their strengths, but I love what FLUXO W7M have done there. They've taken one of those strengths, they've reversed it, and they've made it a weakness by getting that second kill. Brilliant stuff, 5 versus 3.
Trying to do what they can, though. Volt's marching his way forward for 1. Part of also is getting June. The team play is looking good in this round from FLUXO. But as I often say, Tim, when we're at these kind of score lines, FLUXO have got to be right every single time. Secret have only got to be right once.
Yeah, I mean, what do you even do in a 1v5 at this point, right? You just have to get aggressive. You have to see if Secret messes. It's not you playing well, it's Secret messing up. And of course, Noah could be the one to do it with a Scorpion, the best gun. Oh, the best gun for that situation. But Noah was not able to do it, which, although it literally impossible, but Noah could have been.
For a second there, Noah just had this crowd in Paris on the edge of their seats. You could feel it. It was palpable. The tension was rising as those first couple of kills come in. They look like there might just be a moment there, but there's going to be a moment here for Team Secret.
Everything that I want to say is so good. Guys, the thing is about this round over there, let's try to see if we can focus a little bit more into cutting their drones, okay? They're trying to replace those drones so they can have the info in the early round to make this fast plays. If we cut it, it's half of the round done already, you know, because they will need to go in blind. Also, if you guys want to put layers into that with more traps or everything, make them clear stuff, you know? They need to clear out positions and be more focused onto you guys. After that, round by round, okay, guys? Focus on round by round, you guys got this.
We need to play 2 with down ribbon.
You guys got this.
Let's go.
I always talk about the next round.
Yes, I'm playing yellow top fire.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah, I mean, he finished up and he still had 10 seconds to spare. So Twister is still so confident in his players. But the one thing that he knows, and again, that's how Lobin got the first 2 kills right here, right now. And it had to have been off a pre-placed drone. And so Twister says, guys, the only way they're gonna really scout back these rounds and try to save the game is by these fast, unexpected plays, although off info. So we can counter it and just be mindful, be ready. Even if you probably have to forego a rotate, a wall, maybe a piece of utility, just be ready.
You know what I love from Twister? Because you and I shot each other a look. We know what that timeout was to do. They were just there to just chalk the mental a little, make them sweat a little bit on the other side, knowing, okay, they've had a timeout. Are they going to rush us now? Are they going for something crazy here just to break it over the line? Because like I said, Secret have only got to be right once. FLUXO cannot be wrong at any point throughout the rest of this map. It'll just take something a little bit cheekier, C4, spawn peak, you name it, and the game can be done.
I mean, on the entry, Lobin getting that was massive. It is the first one in 6 rounds that FLUXO W7M have been able to get. You just have that feeling that Secret, again, just need to fall back to what they've been doing, what they've been working. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go in there, get the entry, and then bully FLUXO W7M with that man advantage, the way that they've then been able to dedicate pairs to play together, to play off each other, to ensure trades, and to keep grinding the Brazilians down. That is, you're just waiting for that round where they get that opener, but FLUXO W7M, that's going to build them some confidence at least a little bit now. Getting that round, and it was in, you know, very confident fashion. They can carry that forward into this. Going to be another one of the slow comeback from W7M.
They expect some aggression to come out there as they're getting themselves ready. It's going to be a fast plan. In they go, trying to look for anyone. No one's home. They're not even here, Tim. Scattered out to the high winds. This is their chance to get a plant on down, but Volts, I believe, was the one with the diffuser. That's now dead. They need someone to step back in. But Dodez goes absolutely nuclear on the Zofia. 2 kills to him, and it's a 4v2. Surely,
Surely they don't start a fight back here.
I wouldn't have thought so. I think, Noah's the one at the minute that's preventing this plant going down. FLUXO W7M aren't really moving him at the minute. They're not positioning themselves to do so until this point where one gets onto the library window. Noah is going to need a little bit of help. They go jumping in. I'm not really sure. Lobin was looking for the kill there, but it might have been a bit of a big play. Palu, however, does back him up, manages to get the trade. Dordes with the final one. FLUXO W7M, they close it out. There was another second there where you thought Noah might have an opportunity, but no, the fight back could be on.
Well, at what point do you start dreaming? At what
As
point?
FLUXO? Are you saying as FLUXO?
Well, they'll be believing from minute one,
course.
but we as the casters, as the viewers, as fans of the game, when do you
think
believe?
This round is going to be crucial, especially for FLUXO's motivation.
Oh, yeah, if they lose
and their
it, then
fight.
they're out.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that overall, I think that's when Secret starts feeling it.
Yeah.
Because 6-3 is still you're double. You have double the rounds. But when they start closing it in, second round, third round, and they get closer and closer to that overtime point, it gets a little bit dicey. It really does. And I really do love how FLUXO attacked that. They wanted to run the blitz and isolate somebody off site, and they were targeting the dining guy. But they realized there's a guy west main holes, there's a guy dining, and then there's another guy from site that followed through. But they had great info, very similar to like Secret on their attack. They counted the numbers, and they realized this guy alone is no longer alone. We have to go elsewhere. Numbers game.
Yeah.
Go to the site. Site guys running to help offsite, go hit the site. And it was a beautiful attack.
I wonder if Twister will come back to rue a cheeky, somewhat unnecessary tap timeout. His boys probably could have cracked on here. He's had his chance to intervene, and if FLUXO fight their way back in, they'll be kicking themselves.
I think if you're Team Secret, at this point you're still comfortable. Like you say, you've got 3 rounds still to get it done. For me, 6-4 always feels like the threshold, because it's then like, if they get one more, they're back in touch with, really facing down overtime. I think this is the round for Team Secret to get it done. If they don't, we start looking at FLUXO and thinking, this is on here for a little bit of overtime. And it's going to be the basement side, which we haven't seen yet.
It's a lineup that I'm excited about here. Seeing the Finker on side, of course, the Rowell to lock down a bunch of doors while the Blitz charges them down. They've got a lot they can do here to hit Secret fast. I think Secret have got great tools to hold on. The 3 C4s, the traps, the Malusi is going to help here, but it is enough to stem the tide, Bo.
I'm unsure. I mean, the Mozzie can definitely do some damage up top here with his guy in library. Mozzie pest for the drones, but the Blitz is coming. It doesn't matter. They have the Finka, they have the Blitz. All this side of the map is clear. That's a huge win already with no bodies. And so now they have basically confirmed this half of the map is secured and is ours. And now this is like our operating base. We can keep going forward. Continue to hold the aggression, hold the stairs, and now let's see, do we want to clear the whole map? Do we want to go all the way to blue? Do we want to kill the Mez library guy? And do we want to walk into the site with a 5v3 advantage or hold the flank and work a 5v5? But obviously, June is pressing this. He doesn't want to do it. Rauer for the flank, but he's already pressuring it, and only the guy on Ego Balk is holding this right now. It's a 1v1 if June commits, but I think he's going to play a bit more reserve and wait for that final window of opportunity to really pressure and really kind of disrupt the execute for FLUXO.
Wage is feeling so cheeky here. Of course, that's that C4 we've already spoken about, but does Volps know? He has been rattled so often throughout this game, and it could yet happen again. Slowly steps his way forward, sees the gun, but not the man, and he manages to get by. He steps in and wins the fight. There is a trade there coming in as the Blitz goes in deep at the same time. In classic fashion, explosion between the two. June turns round and Dots deleted.
3 versus 3 then as Secret just try to hold on. They've got a couple of important kills there because they haven't given away that man disadvantage. If we have a look, they've still got Mowgli up in dining as well, looking to play around and hold on to that hatch area that we know can be so important. 45 seconds left for FLUXO W7M to keep themselves in this and find an answer. Adrian is going to take a fight on blue. Is he going to lose some health? Yes, he is. Doesn't lose his life. Will continue to hold them back. 30 seconds for the Brazilians, Des.
We've really got to see Adrian go big here. Absolutely no C4s to play behind as flashes come on through. It could be a freebie, but no. Palu, the one taking a couple of shots off the back of it, finds June just when his team need him to. Last 15, Adrian, Mowgli to get Secret through and have this one done here and now. Can't quite find his man, but Mowgli gets rid of one. Palu, diffuser in hand. He refuses to die.
That was absolutely insane. I mean, again, that was a 3v3. Best rounds to watch ever because it's just so scrappy. It doesn't matter about your map control, doesn't matter about anything. It all comes down to the gunfights at the very end of the round.
You like that, Tim?
Is that another cosplay of me?
Yes. There's quite a few of them. A few weeks ago, we were talking on WhatsApp, and I said, just
That's
remember you said
phenomenal. I
this.
love that. And I love the shirt as well.
The thing is, I think there's about 15 people that have the bald caps. You've seen 2, but there's a lot more for you to find outside, really. Do you remember a few weeks ago, we were chatting, and I said, just remember you've said that.
I don't want to get emotional on stream, and I'm not going. No, but I'm going to make. I'll make a serious point here. Like, you know, genuinely, anybody who watches this back, if you've been here and you've done that, like, that's genuinely mind blowing. Like, you know, I picked up a game and I started playing it 8-9 years ago, and to have people turning up and cosplaying and like, you know, it's all a bit of it's so much fun. You know, personally, I really appreciate it, and there's a lot of thanks for that. That's unbelievable.
One of the many reasons of why we siege, right?
Exactly that. It's phenomenal. It's
hashtag we siege for Tim.
It's very humbling. It's very humbling. So thank you all if you've done that. A bit of fun, a bit of whatever seriousness. It's all good. I love it.
It is, mate. It is. You'll see many more later. You'll be mobbed outside.
Yeah, we'll start dishing them out.
The Tim army has arrived here in Paris.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I just love Siege.
Well, this could yet prove to be even crazier. FLUXO starting their battle back. They've had 3 rounds on the bounce now. Last round was a bit close. It required a moment of magic from Palu, who said that he's been the most clutch player at the event so far, winning out the most 1v1s, the most multi-kills, the most clutches overall. He showed it in the previous round, but his team will ask from him once again, maybe even twice, that they need these next 2 rounds to get us to OT.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I think if Secret does not close it out right here, right now, it is so rough. And the ever-looming comeback will maybe happen. And I think the Secret players are starting to work it. And I don't know, this is looking like a pretty good solar take out of W7M right now. They're pressuring this bathroom guy. The wall is open. They know that nobody can be closet.
Savage is in a real key position at the minute. He's playing underneath in kitchen. I think he's keeping himself off the radar. He's got impact nades, so he can, deal with that press underneath. If Lobin wants to get in there on the Deimos, he's going to have to deal with Savage first. But with 1 impact nade in pocket, he still is in a position to play that plant denial as well. So Savage is ticking so many boxes for Siege right now. It causes multiple problems for FLUXO W7M. But the thing is, there's one solution to all those problems, and that is to go and take Savage out. He could well feel under some heat
100%,
in the next 30 seconds.
100%. If you look at all the attackers' positions, they're all scattered. They're just waiting and slowly chiseling away and see what they can get. And like you said, if they see Savage, that is the prime target to really get them into the driver's seat of this round. And you already see Volps lower mez, fireplace, that's huge. He's running around uncontested. Savage, his presence is aware, and now he retakes solar because he knows if he's stuck Dining side, it's now or never to cross the solar to help the defense.
Well, here we go. Gadgetry coming out from the Capital Fire to make sure that the solar player can't step on 4s. They know that he's here, but they need him gone. A flash coming on 3, pre-fires, and still wins out the fight against Nodez. Adrian going big. There is a kill on the other side, though. June back the other way. It's looking like it was good for Secret for all of the few seconds, but Tim, there's 30 seconds left.
3 versus 2 now, and FLUXO W7M, you feel, just need to continue that aggression, keep pushing that man advantage, but June, he looks to fight back. There's 2v3, Secret could hold on with 15 seconds left to go.
This is all they need, this clutch situation yet again. It's coming out massive. Adrian, a smoke coming on through. All 3 players starting to square up here in the last 5 seconds. He could be the hero that they need. Finds 1, Blood's going down. Palu! It is that name once again.
I mean, I'm speechless.
Once again, he will not lie down and die.
What a phenomenal end to the round that we see there from FLUXO W7M. The tension right now is off the charts. They have got themselves back to 6-5. They could do this, Des. We wanted Fortress. It might still be in the cards.
I have to go and look at where we go to when we get to OT. FLUXO will start on the defense when we get there. It is a tall ask, given both teams so far have only won a single defensive round each. That's 4 in a row for FLUXO. It has asked a lot of Palu. 2 big rounds from him has kept them fighting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 6-5 is absolutely insane. Who would have thought we would be here right now, especially with the beginning of this series? FLUXO on defense. We never thought this would happen, but instead, I think FLUXO is making it really work. Maybe not as decisive as Secret was making on the attacks, but they're still winning rounds, and they are overwhelming Secret's defense like no other. It's scrappy, it's beautiful, but it's happening.
We love an underdog, Tim. Being 6-1 down definitely makes you the underdog. The arena is behind Secret. No surprise, but it's not over if they were to lose here. We have to get through OT and then potentially Fortress if it demands it.
We've spoken multiple times about FLUXO W7M's ability to clutch up in this tournament. They haven't shown us it round to round, but are they going to deliver the biggest clutch of all? That is the question. Just this round gets them back into overtime, gets them fighting, and for the first time in this game, I feel like Secret are really on the back foot in terms of momentum at the minute.
Yeah, I truly think right there, Joom's death is kind of a sign where they're feeling it. They're feeling the pressure. They're like, hey guys, we were up 6-1. We should have been done and dusted. We should be eating food, getting ready for the next series. But instead, you lose your clash. You lose your clash. It is a 4v5, and you invested so much utility and the lack of to go into this clash, and he's gone. And now it's all gunfights, and it's a 4v5.
They know where they are as well. They've had these drones roll on through. We saw them being shot out from the side of Lobin. Last round, they were restricted heavily on the intel game. It's why it was a bit messy at the very end of things. They got the job done then. Can they now?
Here comes the push from the Blitz. Noah, he's going to hold on, manages to get 1 4v4, but it's a flurry of kills. Dots and Lobin, 2 for them. 4 versus 2 now. Adrian and Savage trying to hold on, but Secret, you feel like they see the writing on the wall. It's like this one was written in destiny at the beginning of Chalet, that we would get those few extra, that we would get that tension to feed off. And right now, 4 versus 2, FLUXO W7M, they continue. But I love this from them. They're not getting over-aggressive. They're not going to feed bodies into Secret.
They know that he's here. They've seen him on the drone, and it's from the vertical. It looks so over at 6-1, but all they've done is stick to their guns and battle their way back in. Tim, say the line.
We're going to overtime, Bo.
Whoa, wait a second. I just caught that. Wait, that was my name. Wow, absolutely insane. Now, the question is, do you think Twister's regretting it now? Like you
100%.
mentioned before, his
100%.
little chuckle at the beginning, say, guys, let's just shoot some drones, closes it out, 30-second timeout, and say, you know, basically just have fun. Yeah. Shoot some drones, boys, have some fun. And now, overtime.
Set this picture for you. We're in OT. FLUXO actually starting the attack, sorry, so my sheet I was looking at was wrong now. That is very interesting. They've got the favorable side. If they come on to win this, and then push us to Fortress and win there, that will be the turnaround of all turnarounds. A team that looked broken, battered, bruised, mental, completely chalked, couldn't win a gunfight to save their lives. They've got the opportunity to do something really special here in Paris. The crowd won't like it, but my God, will it deliver some amazing siege.
I mean, you know, as an org, Des, you know, FLUXO W7M, they know a little thing or two about comebacks in Siege. You might remember a little match back in 2024. You know, it happens.
Oh, was that a tournament called Six Invitational by
Could have been in Sao Paulo, I think.
And are we at the Six Invitational now, Tim?
We are, Des.
Oh, that's so weird. It's almost like it's a coincidence. I told you the script was good, we just couldn't tell you what it says.
I mean, if there's any event to have a monumental comeback, when would you ever want to make it happen than right now at the Six Invitational, the World Championship of our beautiful game, Rainbow Six Siege?
Good question, Bo, and I ain't got the answer for you. Let's see if they can get it done. They've been on a roll, 5 rounds in a row, and they stay on that attacking side, as mentioned. It definitely favors FLUXO. See, this is what happens. You get tongue-tied.
That's okay.
It definitely favors them. See
I'm ready
if
for
they...
the flavor train right here, right now.
And that gravy train just keeps on delivering. We've got dots on that shield once again. Admittedly, a really quiet game overall in terms of KD, but you've seen the impact across those last 5 rounds. He's played Blitz for the vast majority of them. He has caused chaos, and this is why you can't always look at KD as the answer. In he goes, trying to soak some tension, pushing the Mez player back here into the waiting arms of a teammate. No one was there from the office balcony. They do not get a freebie in.
Mowgli's going to take some damage there. We see the bullets raining down through the piano window, but Doom, he manages to pick up Volts with the first. That's the Twitch down, but he's going to be pressured. Dordes is there for the trade, and this is something that FLUXO have started to do better as the game has gone on. They've been in a position to impact on their teammates' deaths, and we see that beautifully as they keep themselves now in a 4v4. This is the top floor that they're going to be attacking onto, and all that work that they've done has basically given them library and mezzanine. So now it's a case of foot off the gas and continue building, redrone, clear utility, and prepare for an execute.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the only times where FLUXO has had like a reset point where they have 4v4, not a 3v3, not a 2v3. No, it's an even spread. They have great map control, and it's almost like they have a blank canvas. They can determine what they want to do. They can dictate everything with this blitz. As long as they get this wall open and put their pieces in order, I think they can make for a great execute on this top floor.
It's Adrian Harpole that they sorely need. He was in a great spot to clutch up big for his team previously. Here, a lot is being asked of him. He's being left out to dry. He is the bait for his team. They've got the longer angles being held down here, especially out towards piano and bathroom, but they need him gone as we get towards the last 45.
I like this patience from FLUXO. They've not rushed the blitz in there. Instead, they're opening more favorable angles for him to move in through. So he's going to have that bit of cover on his feet from half wall. The last toxic vape canister comes out. That's going to give FLUXO about 10 or 15 seconds, once that's dissipated, to get in there, make a move, and put the diffuser down. That's what they do. Adrian has an opportunity to go big, and does. That's the diffuser down in no man's land, and W7M have got 15 seconds to get in there and recover it, but Savage is down, Mowgli is low. 2 versus 2 effectively. Palu manages to finish off the down player. It's no better for them though, as it's now a 1v1. Palu, he has to stick this, Des.
No one knows it. He's getting the plant down here. Will sure enough be granted his kill. The third defensive site win of the map goes the way of Secret. One more round to win, boys. And you have a date with destiny against Falcons.
Wow, that is a huge, huge round for Secret. After blundering all those defenses, finally getting one in overtime, nonetheless, and they're back to their much more stronger, favorable side.
I really wish Logan had got the track and just held. He wanted to swing before the track was even active, and I get it. You're excited, but Palu can get that diffuser down. You just got to wait for the cross, that's it. So they've been given a little bit of a gift there, I feel, and that could be the moment they look back on and say, that was where the series was truly lost.
It's certainly not a criticism here, but Adrian so far in terms of the numbers has had a little bit of a quiet day. He's doing well here on Chalet. Overall, a little bit quiet at times, but he's been doing a lot of that backline work. He's been setting his team up for success. We've spoken about this, but he could not have got a more important kill there. If that diffuser goes down when the blitz goes into half wall, I think we have a different outcome in that round.
100%, and that's the key thing about that half-wall player, no matter it's Dining or Master. Instrumental to the front line defense of a Master or Kitchen setup. If you go 1 for 1, it's a win, because it's such a strong half-wall position that can literally disrupt and kill anything and everything. Great kill for Adrian.
No, it looks a little bit stressed to me at the end of that round. Even after winning that 1v1, they know that this is not yet done. They need a big attacking round here. They've been bruised and battered for many a round in that second half, and now, Mowgli concentrating towards the frostbite and finished off. That is not the way to start it. We spoke about it earlier in the game. He was in ahead of drones, and here, that has punished him. They've lost the Deimos.
There was only one site that FLUXO W7M won defensively. Can you guess where it was? It was Kitchen Dining. They've come straight back, and they've got the entry, a freebie from a Frostmat. Secret really handing them the keys to this round.
Yeah, I do want to point out that Volps was the one that died earlier to Mowgli, and that was so many rounds ago. So a great awareness play out of Volps so long ago, saying, hey, this guy's going fast. I'm gonna get off Denari, which he was previously, and then put a Frost Mat on Mowgli's preferred entry. Great play out of Wolves. A such small detail, but yet could pay dividends.
And it just shows the fine margins that they're working with. This is one drone missing one window, and that's the outcome.
Absolutely crazy that rounds can be decided by something like that. Of course, it's not over yet. They can still go big, and like that, they found him back, but the teamwork is great. Dots is there for the trade. Noah elsewhere gets rid of Lobin. That might open things up a little bit here. Secret can still do this. I'm just slightly nervous about the fact that Palu is on that clash.
Yeah, Palu's going to be playing deep here. He's on solo stairs for the time being. They haven't dealt with the verticals either. If you remember last time when Secret attacked onto this site, they were punished from the verticals, so they need to be aware of that. It's Dodez that's playing up above on the Tubarão. Given the time, given the lack of breaching, you know, yes, Adrian's on the map, but it just takes so long to do that. They go to clear him, but it doesn't matter because Dodez gets one, make it two. Can he find a triple? No. Adrian, a 1v3 becomes a 1v2, but FLUXO W7M, they played it smart and dropped back to side, but Palu has left his shield up above Dez.
Adrian was the hero for his team yesterday, putting on a lights-out performance and almost gets Palu through the floor. Enough damage to put him down to half, but not enough to finish him off.
I mean, I honestly don't even know. Adrian has to get something to even make the salvageable, I feel like. But he does have a DMR, but it's versus a TCSG and a big armored clash here. It's dicey, it's 20 seconds. I really do not know.
Just which way this can ever possibly go. Adrian's got to check every single corner. They know where he's coming from as well. As long as they're stacked up as a pair, this should be theirs for the taking. You've seen Dots up nice and close. Palu slightly off site. Adrian going to go in and try and make the plan happen. Seen on the bulletproof towards his side, and Dots, he steps across. Tim, say that line again.
We're going all the way to 15, Des. This is what everybody wanted out of this map, and I think a lot of us, not all of us, I'm sure the Secret fans, the W7, you know, they might want something a little bit different, but we all want to taste the fortress from these two.
My heart is bursting out of my chest. This has been absolute madness. Just when we thought, okay, this is an attack-sided map, it's an easy win for FLUXO and OT. Both teams have come out and won on the defense. Now where do we go? Where do we go from here?
After 8 invitationals now, I think 7 casting, 8 in attendance. I know when we've got a good game because my hands still tremble when we get to the point of having a great game, and they are going crazy right now.
You feel that? Like, you remember being on stage in these big moments like this?
Yeah, I've sadly played through a little bit too many 7-7s in my lifetime, right? And it takes years away from you. Imagine being up here, casting the game and feeling stress. Imagine being all 10 of those players and those 2 coaches and everybody else behind the scenes watching your team fight for absolutely everything.
You couldn't pay me enough.
Really, it's, well,
I'll be in the hospital.
A hammer's a pretty good payment. I don't want to be that guy, but it's kind of nice.
That is very true. That is very true. But of course, if you lose the 7-7, then you don't get the payday.
You're right. And
not that you know that. You won, so it's fine. We're all well and good. Well, let's see then. Can FLUXO get it done on the attack? As we said, this has been a super attacker-sided Chalet. But in OT, both sides have been won. But on the defense, this is where Secret can put their flag in the ground and say, this is our statement map, because, Tim, there'll be some doubters if they get this one done, that they've always got the composure to see it through to the end.
It's such a funny turnaround in overtime that we so often see, and I think it speaks to the stress and the nerves of the players that you get a game that has been so one-sided in terms of the attack, and then all of a sudden nobody can win an attack on overtime, and things just drastically change up.
Yeah, and I mean, against all odds, Secret won the last defense, but now they have to do it once more, and can they? Milk with a huge pick, a survive out of Noah.
Getting rid of 2. That is absolutely enormous for them. They had a chance to get one back there, FLUXO, but it just did not go their way. 2 minutes to recover, and it's not a 3v3 like you love, Bo, it's a 3v5.
I mean, honestly, really driver's seat position at a Secret. A good funnel on this Ivy Hall. E-Box Mez, it doesn't matter. Trades are working.
Into a second. The 1v5 for Palu. The most clutch player we've seen in the tournament. He cannot make it happen. Secrets are often whispers, but these boys roar their way
way into a dream day with Team Falcons. What a result for the European side. That is also going to guarantee, of course, a European team in that grand final. There is going to be plenty for this crowd in Paris, not only to cheer about right now, but to continue cheering about throughout this tournament. What a result from Team Secret.
I mean, yeah, an absolute beautiful matchup of FLUXO and Secret. And I don't think any of us were expecting that. Even in the beginning, before the map started, we were both thinking a Secret 2-0 pretty dominantly. By the time the side switched, it was so clear that Secret was just playing lights out. Absolutely perfect game. And then FLUXO switches to the attack. They did what Secret did. Some might say better, some might say worse, but at the end of the day, they brought it to overtime. And even though they fought so hard, it all came crashing down when it really mattered most, the last round of the map.
It's going to be heartbreaking to him coming this close and falling so short towards the final hurdle, but fair to say, they delivered in that second map. They showed us what they're all about and really showed heart. It just wasn't enough in round 15.
They dug deep, and the mental resilience and perseverance that they put on display deserves the respect that they are being shown, not only by the Secret players, but by the crowd here as well. Everybody loves a pantomime villain and the booze, but when all is said and done, these fans recognise what FLUXO W7M have just done in the server, how hard they have fought to get back into this, and there is nothing but respect and love for the Brazilian team. Commiserations to them as they exit the Six Invitational 2026, but the focus, of course, shifts onto Team Secret. Look at what it means to Mowgli, and look at what it means to his teammates to provide that moment for him, to support him through it, and to continue on Des for one more step.
That's what it comes down to.